such God.
Most people know it for the.
What
Most
I'm-
people know it for the Kinect.
What I'm sad about this game is
Never
this
even
game
heard of it.
doesn't have the Wii Bound Sport support. This is like the perfect game for Wii Bound Sport support.
No, it's not.
No,
that
it
game,
ain't.
bruh. The most infamous version of that game is the Xbox 360 version, I believe. It's the Kinect
I have that, the
version.
Kinect. Well, no, so
version,
that's
yeah.
but that's like a So that's technically a different game, but that's why it's zero gravity. You got Sonic Riders the original, which came out for something, and then I have the Kinect one because it's
What's the
called
what's
Free
the next
Riders.
one?
Free Riders.
Why are you spending money on this trash?
Bro,
That's a fair
again,
question.
He's just
ever
like
since
my
I was-
buddy, except you play the
Ever
games.
since I was young, man.
My buddy
since I
just
was-
sees games, buys games. He doesn't care. He'll buy. He's the guy that buys the Monster Motocross games on like Wii U and Xbox. He has more games like that than he has.
Wait,
like
there's Monster
good games.
Motocross on the Wii U?
Pretty sure there was a maybe
Probably
it's
is
on
a
Switch.
couple.
Well, to be
Maybe
fair,
it's the Switch
fair
one.
though, this is the reason I bought this is because well, I know you're not. That's not a good reason for you guys, but for me it is. But like ever since when I was young, you get these games that you wanted to play as a kid, or you didn't have the money or whatever, and so I add them up on a list. And this was, I remember I used to always see this. I'm like, oh man, I think I played it on GameFly a little bit, and I always wanted to actually own it. So
I
it was
used to
very
want.
cheap game.
I used to want Callisto
a-
Protocol, and then now I don't.
Whoa, what happened
Hey,
there,
man.
Damn.
No, but to be fair though, you're very harsh with that stuff.
So anyway, what's up to everybody in the chat? And Retro said for every minute we were late, we had to agree with one of his opinions. So let's see.
So 1
Oh
minute
yeah,
late.
is that what it says?
Mario Sunshine is the GOAT, and Metroid Prime 2 is trash. That's the
Like,
two
he
you
can't
gotta-
even believe that. Mario Sunshine is the GOAT.
No one
he don't
thinks
believe
that's the best
He
3D
might-
Mario
yeah, I
game.
think- I think he
Nobody.
He doesn't
might-
even believe that. He just wants to say it.
He
Nobody
might be
believes
built-
that's
he
the
might
best
be-
3D Mario game. Fact.
He's
That's
built
fact.
different. Come on now.
Well, there's actually some people, man, that love that fucking Mario game.
And I mean, I'm not saying people don't love it, but nobody thinks it's the best.
There's gonna be some people, man.
I want to
There's
find
gonna be
somebody who
there's
thinks
gonna,
it's
there's
the
gonna be
best.
some
And
crazy
Donnie, I
people.
wasn't talking about performance with Callisto
That game
Protocol.
is broken, man.
When's the last time we had we're getting for those that haven't seen on Twitter, we're getting a Death Stranding, Kojima, like trying to mansplain his game, why it's good, and the Callisto Protocol
Oh no,
dude,
that's what's happening with Callisto.
the main guy. He's but he will. People say the game that they think the game looks trash. He doesn't like get mad. He's not getting in arguments. But someone posted a clip of how you can abuse the combat system, and just like it's just ridiculous with throw him against the wall, punch him, a couple quick melees, grab him, throw him against the wall, and just basically toy with the enemies. And
I think that's
That's actually good.
that's cool.
Yeah. Well, he goes, this is what it's
You can cheese
supposed
it.
to look
I'm
like.
about cheese and shit.
He posted a 50-second clip. This is what the combat is supposed to look like, how it should be played. So don't trust what some people are posting about it. And it was just some guy you could tell was just like, all right, make sure you make this look good. And it still didn't look that great to me.
Yeah.
There's like 20 enemies. They're identical, 100% identical enemies. You do the dodge, couple melees, it auto targets a weak spot. You shoot it. I don't even think you have to aim. You just hit the shoot button. It shoots the weak spot. They die. It's like, it's very, for better or worse, it's very beat 'em up, arcade-ish
Vanilla
combat.
But from what I've heard from reliable sources,
That could be
is
pretty
that
cool.
it starts off pretty generic, like you're saying there.
Mhm.
But the more you get into it, the combat does get a lot better.
Well, I'm
But
just
the first few hours of it,
yeah, because you don't get
those.
you don't get some of the advanced moves to the end, near the end. But still, even with all the moves, watching every clip I've seen, it just doesn't look to me. It doesn't look interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for me, that's not an excuse. Your game has to be good in the beginning. You can't just rely on or hope that people wait. That's why some movies do that too. So, oh man, the first part of that movie sucked, but you got it. No,
Yeah, or the
you gotta
first
get your
of a
audience.
trilogy. It's not that good. Wait till you get to the third movie or something.
No, it don't work that way.
But
like, you gotta
the thing
hit
is,
me in the beginning.
you can't design a combat system and then like he wasn't shit talking, but this is how it's supposed to be played. If somebody can play it the way that video showed, then you designed it in a way it can be exploited. Then you then that
you can't tell people how to play something.
You can't be like Sakurai and say, "Hey, you can't wave dash, man."
if there's an exploit in there and people can just fucking just
they're gonna do
mindlessly bash these enemies without thought, then that's a problem with your design. That somebody can do that. You need to come up with a better design that it can't come up with a cooldown or something on the attack or something. But it's too late. The game's out. You're not gonna add something like that later.
My thing is like I feel like gamers. I just want to get this out there. I feel like gamers, we're so like at this point, we're kind of we're privileged. We're able to speak to game developers. We haven't ever been in a situation where we can do that. So I think the dynamic is changing, and I think game development is hard. Like it is a hard thing to do, and while certain people should definitely get their lumps and whatnot. I just wish that we also understand that making games is not an easy thing to do, and to just like rip people. I think sometimes we go too far. Is what I'm saying, in our
I agree
criticisms.
with that. I do want to say hi to Hobbit on Hold, who just got here. Lenny, Ibsters, Donnie, Retro. Yeah, the thing is for me,
who the fuck's that guy?
Yeah.
Damn.
The thing is for me, it's like
I'll see Retro. You in here?
If you and the guy seems pretty cool, but he also seems arrogant. He's cool and arrogant at times. I've seen him. He was on wasn't he in part of? I don't know if he was on the Corridor Crew. I feel like he did do something with them.
Oh, was he?
Because he
recently?
did. Yeah, because he started off doing something in animation or something. I can't remember, but
okay.
Or somebody did a special with him, and of course they were talking about he was, he made Dead Space and all that, but and then he promoted his game, and so he seems cool and approachable, but at the same time I feel he's a bit arrogant about his work.
I thought he said he was a bitch.
Oh no!
Damn,
because even like, dang, bro, I said let's
I feel like even Dead Space 2 was kind of a departure. Like for me, he had one good game at this point, or one great game, and then one pretty good game in Dead Space 2. But when this goes back to the conversation about reviews. I don't listen to the opinions. Just describe the gameplay. Describe the gameplay loop, describe like how the game is, how it works, how the controls work and stuff. And I heard someone say, "Oh, it's not a AAA game," but why do you have movie stars and
why is it $70?
Why do you have Josh Duhamel or whatever his name is? And
I never could say his name right.
It's definitely a AAA game. It's backed by the PUBG guys.
And I mean advertisements. It's probably the most advertised game since Elden Ring. And I've seen more Callisto than God of War like ads on YouTube.
That's probably true. They got a podcast. It's very good too. They have a radio style.
Really?
What do they call those? Where there's like there's voice. Gwendolyn Christie's one of them.
Oh, really?
Audio book?
Gwendolyn Christie's.
Like an audio drama?
Like an audio kind of storyline or whatever. And Gwendolyn Christie's in it, and what's his name? Splinter Cell.
Tom Clancy.
No,
I knew you were gonna fucking do that.
Voice actor?
Michael Ironside.
Oh, okay.
From,
and
he's in it, and it's great. It's a great little. I don't know if you heard it, but it's great.
So I'll just tell you what the things were I heard that turned me off. Robert's gonna hate this, but first of all, they're charging $10 extra for the next gen versions. And I don't mind.
I don't.
If you want a $70 game, you're gonna have $70 games are gonna happen. Microsoft just confirmed it. But when you have a PS4 game and a PS5 game next to each other on the shelf, you can't tell me I should pay $10 more for spending $500 to upgrade my PlayStation. Yeah. They don't do that for PC. Guy with a 4090 doesn't have to pay $10 extra to take advantage of his GPU.
They do. They started that now. Stupid.
Well, if they start, it's going to be 70 on PC no matter what. It's not going to be... It's not going to be 60 if you have a lower end card and 70 for a higher end card. It's just stupid.
But it's still dumb. It's still stupid.
So that, to me, right there, I was like, oh, I guess I'm not buying it at launch. Then they have day of release embargo for reviews. That was a bit of a red flag.
That's a red sign.
Day of the game comes out, I see all their plans for the paid DLC. I'm like, oh, well, they got plans. And then I find out the game's like 7 hours long. And I know, Robert, game length, it's a big discussion we don't have to get into, but don't announce Season Pass DLC for a 7-hour fucking game. I'm sorry, that's $70. To me, that was just right there, I was already turned off. And then I listened to the reviews, very linear. Most of that 7 hours is, maybe that's the gameplay. I forget, somebody said the system didn't track. It was 7 hours in game.
Well, I'll
10 hours.
How long? We only say how long the beat says.
What does it say?
So how long the beat main story says 9.5.
Okay, so with cutscenes it's 10, without it's 7.
Something like that. Okay.
And then it's like there's basically 5 enemy types, and the combat's like a beat 'em up. Not much survival horror elements, and I was like, yeah, that don't sound like, not the Dead Space. What do they call it?
Dead Space spiritual successor.
Very Dead Space like in most ways. And I'm like, all right, I'm out. If that game's $20 someday, maybe if it's on PlayStation Plus, I'd play it. But and then the final nail for me was John Linneman saying how much he loved it, and he has such bad gaming taste that they're the opposite. Almost every time he praises a game, I usually don't like it. So I'm just like,
damn.
But once
it's very technically sound, so
once I heard that it was very beat 'em up style, and I was like, oh, okay, he likes that style game, so maybe Clocked It would like it, because he's like, it's like a modern 3D beat 'em up, really, is how I've heard the combat explained by multiple people. So either way, I was turned off by that. And then I see the guy, I mean, yeah, he's proud of his work. But and there is some technical issues on PC, the usual stuttering shit that happens with Unreal Engine 4 games.
That's what I was hearing about.
Apparently they fix. Why does it need to be fixed after everybody knows about this Unreal Engine 4 games? They have stuttering due to caching of asset cache, whatever it is, on PC, and it's like, why does that have to come out first before you to fix that?
Because of COVID, and COVID.
But I just think it's.
I'm sick. Help! I'm sick. Help me. I'm dying.
I'm a little bummed, but I'm glad, because I was never gonna pay $70 for it just on principle. No. And then I found out that it's a shorter game, and it didn't sound like it was that fun anyway. Even for because Dead Space 1, I replayed 3 times back to back.
Damn.
It was that good, and I don't think Dead Space is that long, Robert. I'm guessing Dead Space. Dead Space is probably 10 hours, 12 hours.
Yeah, it's not that long.
There's a lot if you watch all the cutscenes and stuff.
So yeah. It says on average 11 hours.
Yeah.
I think the first run I probably did like 14 or something. And then I was quicker. But anyway, let's get to.
Or maybe do a completionist run. It's a 20-hour.
That's still pretty short if you think about it. Completion.
No.
Yeah, because that means you have to be doing everything, and you're still finishing the game pretty quickly, all things considered.
So
pretty quickly. That's because you only play.
All right, we're gonna play pick the topic.
Exactly, bitch.
We're gonna play pick the topic.
Get your game up.
I'm gonna say a couple things a couple directions we could go, and I'm gonna see if we can come up with the direction. All right. T and Terrell were not partaking in this conversation yesterday. I think it might be fun. We were trying to classify Bowser's Fury.
We're gonna do this now? No,
we're gonna try to classify Bowser's Fury.
These are past.
Wait,
oh man,
classify as what? I mean,
what would you classify?
Said it's. He basically said it's very similar to DL. It's basically like DLC.
No, he didn't. No, he said he literally said it's not DLC. It's additional content.
In his video.
Okay.
No, in his video. But they were in the chat. He said.
Yeah, but what did he say in the video?
Well, but in the video he said DLC.
Okay. What sparked is what I'm asking.
What he sparked it. Okay, gotcha.
But we couldn't really classify it. We could talk about The Last of Us show new trailer, the Mario movie new trailer, and there was one other game thing, and I forgot it.
The Wii U?
Well, we'll talk about Wii U. We want to get back in, want to do some Wii U because apparently we didn't do enough positives, which we ran out of time, but we didn't do enough positives. Robert said we were too negative talking about the actual factual history of the Wii U.
Were we?
So,
We're all
what
Wii U
degree?
fans.
Game Awards is supposed to be shorter and streamlined, Jeff Keighley
That's right.
says.
Really?
All right, so who wants to, what do you guys think? Where do we want to go first?
The Mario movie trailer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing I was going to think. Peach, is she too manly?
Well, we could talk about it here.
T
We're
probably
not
doesn't
gonna
know.
do
Is that a thing now too?
No, that's Terrell.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
That's
Oh
Terrell.
no! Oh no!
That's Terrell's
No.
take.
It's no, we're
Too
not.
masculine.
Oh, Lord.
But all right, Mario movie trailer. Apparently, I was the negative one on the first trailer. So
Were
I'll go
you?
first. Clocked was mad at me. He thought I was, because my own first reaction was I don't know what to think, and I was like, I still wasn't sure. This trailer, however, absolutely fucking 11 out of 10. This was an amazing trailer, especially for a Mario fan. I watched the trailer myself 3 or 4 times in my theater room, probably 5 times on my phone. I should have looked at my history. I bet I watched 25 reaction videos to the trailer, maybe 30. I watched every fucking reaction video I could find, and I got the full gamut of people's reactions. I think, because I wanted to see what non-Nintendo, non-Mario fans thought of it, and almost everybody but Grace Randolph thinks it's looked great and thinks it's going to be, a big success. So, but my opinion...
She's not into gaming, so...
And, well, Chris Pratt got caught going to a church, so she said...
Oh, yeah, she too.
She literally said...
What?
Her reaction, stone face.
What does that got to do with the damn thing?
Oh, this movie's not going to do well. That's all she said almost the entire trailer. And then she says, oh, it's too much like, what's the Disney one that was about
I thought you did the
Lego movie.
Yeah, she did the Lego movie.
Lego movie and the Disney movie.
I like
where he goes into the video game.
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph?
Wreck-It
Wreck-It
Ralph.
Ralph?
Oh, this is too much like Wreck-It Ralph.
What?
This
What?
is like the
That's a
Lego movie.
weird reference.
She never mentioned Chris Pratt, but I know her enough to know that any little offensive thing, she always sides with everyone else.
Which is weird because Wreck-It Ralph is too much like Mario.
Exactly.
I mean, that was the Donkey Kong. That was the point of Wreck-It Ralph.
But
they wanted to make
everybody
that,
just smiles, laughter. I mean, doesn't matter who they are, what their history was with Mario. People seem to be chilling out on Chris Pratt's voice.
the
And
first one or the second one.
the second trailer.
This one.
Okay,
Second trailer.
I
yeah.
think they
ripped
nailed
the
it.
Full trailer.
And I just hope that the inclusion of the Mario Kart stuff feels natural and really goes well with the plot and the story and doesn't just feel like out of the blue, like let's just have it. Because it reminded me of Mad Max Fury Road. There's a scene in that where the camera pans out and you see all the people chasing.
That was great. Yeah, that's the feel
That
I got
right
from it,
there
too.
gave me chills when I watched it. So, and the music, the slowing down the theme, it's just loved it. I loved everything
I
about
love
it.
that.
I thought Peach was, honestly, I thought that at first I was okay, I got to get used to it. By the third or fourth time I watched the trailer, I was like, yeah, I love everything about it. So that's my quick impressions. T, what'd you think?
I got the feels, bro. Like I literally teared up, and I was like,
Did your hair stand up
This-
on the back of your neck? Because mine did.
it
Like
did, and I was like, this
Tingles.
is a Mario movie I've been waiting for since the first one, and since they announced the first one, which was trash. But I still have a a guilty pleasure. I still watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a guilty pleasure for me. But this is such the essence of Mario. That's what blew my mind so much. How, because you don't know what they're gonna do, what they're gonna reference, how they're gonna put these movie together. They're just gonna take a little bit and kind of do their own thing. This is so Mario, bro. Like
So Mario
all
Bro.
even getting Mario, yeah, Mario Bros. All the way up to even getting like Mario Kart. You get Cheeps in the bridge.
Yeah.
You
Even the
get
Smash references I didn't
the
pick up on
Smash
until I watched a
reference.
reaction.
I got that
Yeah.
right away. I was like, "Is there a Smash Brothers tournament in this shit?" Like, I was like, I should have probably done. I'd have been embarrassed probably if I'd have done like a live reaction
Yeah,
to it
I would have loved to
because
seen it.
I'm getting a little teary now thinking about it. Like it made me a kid watching it. You know, like I loved it. So I probably watched it like 20 times back to back. I was so happy and blown away. And the rain, they ended on the Rainbow Road with Mario Karts, and then to get the Wahoo, I was done. That was just like,
Yeah.
And I
that was
thought the
like,
Wahoo sounded really good.
yeah, it was real
Yeah.
good. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
my hope, because obviously Chris Pratt is like the big contention here. My hope is that because they're, from what I can tell, they're coming from the real world. They something happened.
They're human beings.
It was an accident. They're humans, and they're coming from like obviously maybe Brooklyn.
And
I
they're
hope.
plumbers.
They're plumbers. They're not some weird thing that Miyamoto trying to morph them into. My hope is that the more he gets ingratiated with the Mushroom Kingdom, the more almost cartoony he gets, like his sound, and that's what I'm kind of thinking is gonna happen. Like he start because he that Wahoo is way far away from Let's It Go, you know, like
Yeah.
that's pretty far away,
Yeah.
and so I'm hoping that is kind of a story element.
But I really
I
like
think that's the
his
best way to pull
delivery
it.
on the.
No, I do
Let's
like his
go.
delivery. Don't get it twisted. I do actually like it. Because I was, you can't have Charles Martinet's voice for 2 hours. It's just gonna drive you insane. I don't care who you are. You're crazy. So I think they needed to ground it a bit. They need to ground Mario because everybody else, you got Donkey Kong, you got Bowser doing the
Toad being
Bowser
ridiculous.
thing, you got Toad, you got Luigi, like right? It basically it's Charlie Day. Nobody's complaining about that. That Luigi just sounds like Charlie Day, which I'm fine with. But all these other people are so kind of out there and cartoonish that
He fits
you need kind of
Luigi's
a more
personality
grounded
though.
Mario.
His voice fits with Luigi's
No, it does. It totally fits. But my point is,
non-alpha male
he's still
personality.
just doing Charlie Day.
Yeah.
I mean, his voice fits, but yeah, I think they just want to ground Mario because everything around it is going to be kind of wild and crazy-ish, more gamey.
I kind of wish
think
Retro
I
and
think it's a good
Robert
idea.
would have did reaction videos to it.
Oh, Kamek, yes, Kamek was
Yeah,
awesome too. Who's playing Kamek?
Some brother, I forget his name.
It was
yeah.
hold on, let me see. I know
He's
I forgot his
he's
name.
really well. He's well respected, I guess, in the
Perfect.
voice acting.
His voice is perfect. So
I'll say right now. It's it says Kevin Michael Richardson.
okay,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
I remember. Now, Kevin Michael Richards. Yeah, so
So Robert,
I'm happy. I'm happy.
I know we were talking about it. I don't remember you giving like any kind of opinion or review of the trailer.
Well, yeah, I was because you guys are kind of said everything that I was saying. I was just like, yeah, man, I love it. I can't wait. I mean, I was just like T, where I watched it, and then I watched it again, and then I watched it on like several reactions, then I watched it again, and then it was just like it is. I was like, I'm. And I think it's because they presented it in a Nintendo Direct style, which is what I love. Is that the fact that they're really taking this seriously. They got Miyamoto out. They're really breaking it down. You got Chris Meledandri coming out from Illumination, actually saying, "Hey, look, we're doing this, we're doing that." I really like they're like genuine, like this is our baby. We're doing this. We're going all in, and it feels like that with this trailer. Like this trailer,
Oh, we didn't
that
talk
first
about the
trailer was
Tanuki
awesome.
suit.
Mm-hmm. Fire
Yeah.
Princess
I mean, we
Peach
can get
when
into
she
that
goes like
once
that,
everybody's
you know,
impressions.
and it's just like when this trailer, it's tough because I don't really like I don't love watching trailers, for movies,
Yeah.
And I've kind of been like, all right, if I end up watching a trailer in theaters, it is what it is. But this is just one where it's like because of the whole Nintendo Direct style and everything like that, and because we do this and stuff, I'm like, I'll just keep watching it. And man, it was so good, so damn good. I really love the you can already tell the music is going to be amazing in this film. Like whoever's composing it, I'd be curious. Is really damn good already. and I'm sure Koji Kondo's like at least
He's
somewhat
involved
doing
at
some
some
stuff.
point.
He's
Yeah, I'm sure
involved
he's
for
a
sure.
consultant or something.
So for sure, I'd be surprised if he not. But this, just like with the first one, this feels like it's like really caring about the actual material that they're working with, and man, I was really surprised with this trailer where it is again, like I said, solidified where it's like, all right, no, 100%, this is gonna be at least fun, for sure. It's gonna at least be a really fun movie, and I know we're probably get more into that, but we first finally get to hear of Peach and see how Peach works and everything. And man, I love for me, I really like the idea where I think we all kind of thought that Peach would be the one getting kidnapped for Bowser and all that, but it's actually Luigi. You didn't think so?
No, I didn't think that.
Okay. So I kind of figured it would be, but then when it was Luigi, I kind of was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense
We're
because
kind
at
of
the end of the
assuming
day-
that too because they do hook up in the trailer, Mario and Luigi. Not hook up, but their hands.
What? I missed that part.
Wow.
You
Poor
know.
choice of words, sir. I
So-
got it. We got it. We got
Link
it,
up.
everybody.
You mean link up?
They interact with each other.
No, their hands clasp as they're flying through the pipes or whatever.
Honestly, if I'm being completely honest,
That's
I think
them being
story-
separated,
That
in
is
my
a-
opinion.
That is a
That's
big
like that's
point.
like about to be the third act. I
That's
would
a big
almost
point. I'm sure it is.
I would bet you that's almost like towards the third act of the film. But I think the whole thing is it makes sense because the like we all know they're from supposedly I'm guessing they're from Brooklyn or New York and they go to the Mushroom Kingdom. Why would Mario give a shit if Princess Peach is kidnapped? He doesn't know who this woman is, and so it makes sense that he's like actively out there having to train everything
Recruiting.
because his brother is actually missing, and so he's got to
That's
actually
the catalyst. That is
You know
his
what I mean?
brother, right?
that makes more sense, and so that's why I was like, oh,
And I wonder if that scene
Okay,
with
that
Donkey
makes
Kong
sense.
is them just seeing if Mario is going to be up to the task if they're trying to find a hero
Right.
or somebody to take on Bowser to help them.
and
That's-
and
that's what
perhaps
it looks like.
or perhaps maybe that or like because they're gonna need help from all different kingdoms, including the Kong Kingdom, and so when they're riding down Rainbow Road, you see like a Funky Kong and Kiddy Kong and shit. It's like holy shit,
Yeah.
and so he's like, hey, I guess he's gonna win the battle or something somehow. He's gonna, hey, can you help us? Can you help us take on this guy, man? He's gonna fuck up everybody. We need everyone's help.
I wanted to say that earlier.
All hands on deck for
pointed
this.
out that Seth Rogen, he introduced the
Yeah, that
trailer.
doesn't even talk.
Donkey Kong didn't even speak. I thought
Yeah,
that was kinda weird.
That is my one negative about these because I know Robert does. We kind of
I don't mind
disagreed.
that, yeah.
I can't stand both times the actors talk like nothing was from the heart to me. It was all
You don't think
scripted
Jack Black?
bullshit.
How about Jack Black? How about Jack Black?
Disagree.
It's all
You don't
scripted
think
bullshit.
Jack Black? Jack Black was bullshit.
Who was it that said, "Oh, it's been my dream to play Mario and a Mario like Seth Rogen"? That's been
No,
his dream.
no, that was Chris Pratt.
Said
That was
that.
Chris
You know
Pratt.
That would be great. That'd be
So
great.
Seth Rogen.
Whereas Homeboy did not at all. He sounded like
Yeah.
he just woke up, fell out of bed, and recorded
They all
that.
sound like that to me. But
No, but Seth
No,
Rogen is
really, bro,
truly
really?
like actually. But Seth Rogen's like, again, he's
felt
been like
Seth was
about
telling
like
the truth,
games and
or
stuff.
the-
He's
I
been
don't believe he's
about
been
games.
even planning on being a movie star when he was a kid. So how can you say he
But
planned
nobody
on being
plans
in
on
the
that.
movie?
No, but I think he truly like I think he's truly about
He
games.
seems like a
not-
cool
not
guy. I like
he's-
the guy. I'm just saying I don't. It just feels like Nintendo had to approve what they said, so they had to say these
Really?
specific things.
Yeah,
That's
but
what-
Jack Black,
that's how
but
it
Jack
felt to
Black
me.
sounded legit. Jack Black sounded legit. I mean, the guy has a dog named Zelda. He's not gonna just randomly have.
But that's
I don't
why I
think he's gonna lie
expected him to
about that.
just be like naturally talking, like he got on this camera and just said, "Oh, I'm excited about this movie," and it just felt to me, it felt like he was.
I didn't think Seth Rogen
had
was.
prepared
I
it.
mean,
Anyway,
I knew
Terrell.
Anya Taylor-Joy for sure. Anya Taylor-Joy for sure.
Just give
but
us
I
your
didn't-
thoughts on the trailer before we get into the controversy.
Well, it's not really a controversy.
Controversy?
It's gonna
It's
be.
not really. It's not really a controversy.
The
called-
major controversy. It's a major controversy.
Controversy is non-controversy.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it.
It's a major controversy.
Unfortunately, the positives y'all literally all covered.
Sorry, man.
But were you
it was-
excited
it
about the
was-
trailer? Did you like the trailer? Like,
Oh no, I liked the trailer. It was very respectful to Mario. Even someone like me who hasn't played all the games extensively, I could point out the minor things like Peach and her Mario Kart 8 outfit. I'm even surprised they even referenced Fire
That was
Bleach.
like, what?
That's a very, to me, Fire Flower Peach is. I don't know how is that. Was that 3D World? Was the first time we saw that outfit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
3D
that's a
World.
pretty. Yeah, that's a pretty new
Wii U
thing.
representation. Let's go.
Well, I told you the whole
Oh,
Nintendo World thing is
Um,
based on 3D World.
I like the fact that they're going for more classic
right.
looking designs for Donkey Kong and Bowser. They look more like, I don't know, like closer to their old school counterparts in a lot of ways. Especially when I saw DK's design, I'm like, yeah, that's very much like his old school design. I I think my only current issue is that I kind of can see how the plot's gonna go based off of the trailer. Just the guesses you guys are making about the fact that, like, okay, Luigi's the one that's gonna be missing, and obviously it's the origin story. So unfortunately, it's gonna lose some points in the interesting of the plot because we're just trying to set up a world with these characters. But for a first film, that's fine. We're just trying to establish ourselves. It's very fucking gorgeous, but I'm also not as much as a video file as like some people. So,
and I'm not gonna show any footage because they will.
Well, yeah,
Universal will copyright that.
But
shit.
in general, like if you think about compared
I
to
thought
other
the first trailer was beautiful though. I thought, even comparing to other Illumination films,
I think it's the best looking Illumination.
Oh,
film.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I was just watching. I just watched Kung Fu Panda 3 recently, and I'm like, that's not even, what is that, like 5-6 years old now? That still looks fucking amazing.
2015.
Yeah, 6 years.
Might be 7 years.
And the last How to Train Your Dragon also looks stunning. But as far as Illumination, it looks
absolutely gorgeous.
No, but I would still put it up with those just because I think it's going for a different thing. It's not going as realistic as How to Train Your Dragon.
I find it a little. The one thing, sorry to cut. Like, there's Mario's head size and Peach's head size are they're a little bit almost bobbleheady in some shots.
Yeah, I feel like. But here's, I guess the trade-off is, how do you still keep the look without getting?
Yeah, you can't make Mario without having.
You're gonna
have to take an L.
They kind of did the same because Peach's arms are like.
He's gonna look super weird.
Sticks, and then her head's like
giant.
I think it's more fair with Peach than it is
I'm just
with
basically
Mario,
describing the style they're going for. It's less of a complaint than more of a note.
It's just more of a choice. But it's very. That was one thing I was excited to have Miyamoto in the background watching them to make sure they didn't go a little bit too left because they could have easily turned the Toads into a bunch of fart jokes and minions, and I was
they still could, but
they still can. But most of the comedy we've seen seems to be like respectful comedy, like things that like obviously a fart joke is really made for kids, so it seems like a good middle ground to where adults can watch it and not be like, oh god, here we go.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of rated R comedies always involve shit and vomit or something.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like it's not. It doesn't feel like lowbrow humor. Let me say it that way.
Yeah.
Not that it's not funny, just that it's just
the only
not
thing that stands out is the we're adorable.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's probably the one.
I was dying.
I will say, watching the reactions though, seeing the things that made people laugh. There's some people laughing over the next thing that they probably would have laughed at because they were laughing over it. But I see quite the spread of people laughing over the Donkey Kong. Some people are stone faced during the Donkey Kong slapping. It's like you just never know.
My favorite joke that I know it's such a quick one and you'll miss it is when he's doing the little training segment with the 2D Mario replica, which is a really cool. It's a good way of referencing the original game.
Yeah, it's like
out of place. My favorite joke is when he's going through the training, right? And then he jumps over the bar and lands on the falling donut. He's like, yes, no, and that always cracks me up.
A lot of people, almost everybody cracked up during that. Not everybody knew it was a donut block, but
it cracked. And I thought that was. I think it's one of the funnier jokes. So he's like,
again, that is a representation of the video game, but using it in a clever way.
Yeah, because it's him training. It's like the gladiators course or the American Ninja course.
I would have never thought to do that. That's pretty genius. That's pretty smart.
And the other cool thing, I think they started showing some other trailers in different languages, and you can get a little bit more footage.
Oh, there was more footage, and it looked great. Then I'm like, I'm not watching a single second.
I think there was the other one shows a little bit more of the Mushroom Kingdom. They show more like the Toads using the pipes, and then they're hitting the coin blocks to get money for like the jobs and everything. I was like, cool. It's like a whole fucking society. I appreciate that kind of lore. Because
I'm not playing any video, but I'm sharing this paused.
You couldn't help yourself.
I didn't realize that was a
you
bullet
couldn't help
bill.
yourself, could you?
That's
You
a
couldn't
giant
do
bullet
it.
bill.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, I didn't even notice
Oh,
that.
yeah.
And
Yeah, that's right. Look at that.
Look
Yeah,
at that
look-
animation, bro.
look at this total. Look at this. Like the whole. It's like a level of 3D World, basically.
the
Uh-huh.
expressiveness on his face.
Yeah.
Let me.
Yeah. So I
Great.
very much appreciate what they were going for. My two.
Hey, be careful.
Huh?
Oh, it's not on the stream.
Yeah, look at you.
It's not on the stream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's
okay.
not on the screen.
'Cause
Oh, okay.
it's not on my. It's not on the screen right now. All right, I found what I was looking for though.
Yeah.
Dude,
You got the
gorgeous.
piranha
That's great.
plants.
That's great.
This is definitely 3D World. I mean, this is plus the
It
clear
reminds me of
pipes.
that Lego set, the recent Lego set with Mario.
It
Yeah,
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
but you got the
Oh.
spikes that pop up and go down.
Fireballs.
Yeah, the fireballs.
And
It was
there's
cool
clear-
because it's not actually fire. It's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Because it's a training thing, so they
but
just made them.
they
Like,
show the clear
That is clever.
pipes, which is cool. That's how they traverse, I think, through the different universe or whatever they call them, dimensions. I forget what she said.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks.
the galaxies, didn't she? No.
The galaxies.
Yeah.
yeah, she does reference
Galaxies,
galaxies.
There's a
right?
bunch of
That's
galaxies.
what made
in
me
it.
think, oh,
And I'm like,
Rosalina.
ooh.
The cheat
It's
sheets on the
somewhere.
face, like, and then if you watch when she pulls it off, it like ends up on Toad's face. It's very animation heavy, like
I will.
Oh, yeah, the
I-
you know what I'm
I
saying.
will
Like
give-
I watched Raya
I
the
will
last.
give-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I'll give Illumination credit. I'm very glad that they kind of looked at what they were holding and it went. We kind of have to show out on this. We
You
can't.
got to go in.
Because if there's anything that will make money, fucking Mario, bro. That's what
Watch
only
these-
that, but
watch
you gotta remember,
watch
it's
these motherfuckers
Universal.
get me for
Universal
these.
owns Illumination. They,
Oh,
made,
yeah,
they
yeah.
spent, how much money did they spend to make a fucking Nintendo Land in their park? They're not gonna. They gotta
You look
make
at
sure.
worship This has to be great.
Watch
Yeah.
Nintendo. Watch Universal get me for still photos.
I feel like they probably will, bro. I'm gonna be real with you.
That was a.
Oh,
I think it goes by the I think it goes by the
It
video.
should.
It should.
Algorithm picks
But
up on
I, if you get claimed, I wouldn't be surprised. Is all I'm gonna
See,
say.
like, that's a great shot.
I'm not worried about claim. It's the damn strikes that get you.
I don't think
I think the
it's
claim
right.
also bothers you if you fucking.
The claim is fine. 'Cause the strikes is what limits your. They take away your live stream capabilities.
Oh yeah,
that's,
definitely.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Look at this
that
shot. Look, dude.
That just is
Is
beautiful.
this a reference to any? What? I don't know. If it's a
I
reference.
think that's a
It's
new
like-
Super Mario Brothers U kind of rocks. I
Really?
think.
I couldn't figure out if this was referencing.
Yeah, I mean,
anything.
I can see why you would
It's a
think
little
that.
bit like what's the world in Odyssey with the dragon? It kind of felt like it
I
doesn't
can
look
see-
like it.
So I
I
like
could
see
we
it,
got
but
Toad,
the
we got
real-
Peach and Mario. I know some people wish Mario needed to be rescued, but I think it's cool having them
Wait,
to traverse together.
they wanted who to be rescued?
Peach. They don't
Oh.
want her. They don't want her.
I'm not
They
gonna
want her to
say
be
Mario.
helpless. They want Peach to be helpless. You know, some people I won't
Oh,
name any
my
names.
Lord.
How many games does Peach needed to be rescued in?
Some people say that her character was assassinated. Maybe not assassinated. But
Hey, you mentioned the Yoshis. Good God.
Her character was assassinated.
Terrell, why
Look at-
don't
look
you
at
give
the
your
way
take
the-
so
look at
T
the way
can hear it?
Luigi. Oh, hear me. I
Okay,
said
so
Luigi.
yeah, because
Look at when Mario looks at fucking Peach, yo.
We getting ready to fight now.
No,
Look at him.
okay, so
Look at
Juice,
that gorgeous. Goddamn.
Juice was having fun throughout the whole.
I kept
exchange.
throwing out just random shit. to
He
see-
was enjoying himself. This man was like, "You just
Look at this.
He's just
He's
mad.
gonna
It's
make
not
it
gonna look.
private.
It's not gonna make as much money as the Sonic movie." Juice was on some demon.
I said,
time.
oh shit! I had another
I
good
just
one. I
realized all
told
the
Robert,
flowers
I'm
is
just,
just
I'm
from
making
Sonic.
shit up at this point. I'm just seeing
Yeah,
because
I
you guys
was-
were ignoring me. I kept making these statements, and you guys would just keep with your argument. And I was like,
Oh
man,
yeah,
no one's
me and
replying to
Robert were
anything
very
I'm
much.
saying.
Me and Robert are very much going at it. So let me. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna start with the probably the more normal complaints with Peach, and then kind of go forward to my core thing. So I do agree with the weird thing where people want to talk shit about Chris Pratt's voice, and then I'm like, well, Charlie Day didn't change a damn thing, and Peach, I think that just sounds like the actress. There's nothing going on with those two. Charlie Day, like I think it was already been said, his voice fits Luigi
It's already
anyway,
cartoonish.
so it works. But
Yeah.
I find it. I just thought it was a little hypocritical for people to talk that much shit on Chris Pratt, and then you
Right.
got Charlie Day over here who's literally just doing him.
Just
I mean,
just doing Charlie Day.
yeah, I get it. Peach kind of annoyed me with that her voice is so normal. Like I said, Charlie
it's
Day.
not normal for her. She doesn't talk to her. She's British or whatever. Remember?
Well, yeah, but I mean, it just
sounded
sounds
pretty
like
good
a.
to me.
I'm just saying, it just sounds like a normal American accent to me. I guess I think that was my whole thing. But it wasn't. But that was a nitpicky thing. That wasn't anything I was tripping over. And I wasn't even tripping over this core issue. It just got blown out of proportion because no one agreed with me. Although Retro understood me, but because it wasn't like I was like, oh man, the movie's
Well,
gonna be fucking
you were
trash.
saying. Let me try to recap my
What did I
recollection.
miss?
You were
When was
saying that she didn't have the girly demeanor, like
You thought she was very tomboy in that.
like she was too much
Yeah,
Daisy, like she wasn't the girly,
That was
No,
the
you didn't think she was feminine.
passive, timid, girly girl that you think
My-
Peach is, or you say Peach is.
I think my thing is that she doesn't feel like Peach. She feels like Daisy, low key to me. And then it got turned into this. Well, you wanted her just to be saved. That's what it was.
But
Look at that face.
No,
That's-
I'm saying
that's
that's what it.
Does
I
that
said that's
that
what
looks
it- I
like
said
a
that's what it
vapid?
turned-
That looks like the vapid girly girl face. I guess it's the voice.
Oh no, my issue. Well, no, my issue wasn't. I don't have any issue with the way she looks.
Mario looks perfect there too.
Look how good they look. Yeah, look at that.
She looks
God,
Yeah,
perfect.
my issue had nothing to do with the way she looked or anything though. It was more of just personality. And granted, like I said before, I was judging off a trailer. So
And,
realistically,
yeah, and you said that you didn't think want her picking up a weapon and going to face Bowser.
I didn't want
You
her.
feel like that's Peach.
The problem.
You said it was like who's the fucking one from Toy Story 4?
Bo Peep.
Yeah.
Bo Peep, where it felt like a completely different character. My issue was that and I understand it comes down to perception because, like it was mentioned before, Mario characters are not 100% consistent between games. Like they don't act always the exact same in between games. So there are versions of Peach that are closer to this versus than others. But my thing is that the core to what I always viewed as Peach, that didn't feel like to me. It felt like you just took what Daisy was and you kind of just used it.
See, I don't get the tomboy Daisy vibes personally, like the loud, like what's the word? You know,
what, obnoxious?
Obnoxious, yeah, obnoxious character type. But
yeah, like my
I
thing
don't
with
feel that for her first even.
well,
But-
for me personally, the way Peach's whole vibe throughout, I mean, I think the most consistent thing about her is like this overwhelming feel of like elegance and femininity. Like that's always been the vibe I've gotten from Peach in the times that she's on screen, you know, limited as it may be because of kidnappings and whatnot. And I feel like in the movie, it's very much, I get that she needed to be kind of modernized because you can't really do that. I never even had an issue with the way the plot goes, but I hate that she seems so far ahead of the other characters, maturity wise, and it kind of irks me because ironically enough, it wasn't until I did the stream Friday that made me come up with a better idea. I get that this is her kingdom, but I kind of hate that her character essentially feels like it's gonna have nowhere really to go. Because she's already starting from a place of like having her shit together. Like obviously this is Mario's hero's journey. Luigi's realistically can't really get any development because that's the whole problem with being the kidnapped in that situation. There's not a lot you can do, and this is their introduction film. I think if they're gonna do anything with Luigi, it very much will be more in the second film. I thought would have been a more interesting idea personally, and obviously I could still be, and this could still be a thing, but I don't think it is having it where, since she's always been known as the princess, having it a situation where the movie starts and her father gets killed and she's kind of struggling and panicking, like, fuck, what do we do? Because Bowser's coming and there's a bunch of and people and universes are getting destroyed or whatever the hell. And that's what gets Mario and Luigi pulled in. But it feels like they're growing together, her growing to become the leader of a kingdom, now that she has to, and Mario kind of growing into the hero he needs to be to not only protect his family but also like the kingdom. The kingdom he's starting to become like a new home to him. Now, like I said, that sounds like a cool thing, but the way Peach is portrayed in the film, she's like all already in her shit. And my problem is that with a lot of modern female representation, it feels like in newer films, they always have the girl starting like up here, so there's no growth. Like she's already in her shit.
Zelda and Breath of the Wild.
I think that's a good middle ground where she's still active, but she's not. It doesn't feel out of character for Zelda. Like she's smart, but she's not out here like all of a sudden picking up axes and shit. Like
I feel like you're assuming that she won't have some kind of vulnerabilities.
I know that's what I said. That's what I said. I was going off the trailer.
She's already like
there's no guarantee that I'm right.
She's not gonna go face Bowser on her own. The fact that she's already looking for a champion or somebody to help tells me it's not gonna be your.
As tough girl as she appears, and she's been tough girl in games too. She is Super Princess Peach. She's been in the Paper Mario games. She's been
all the Paper Mario games.
Like, so she's had that persona. It's funny because the first movie, or the original Super Mario Brothers movie, they totally botched it and they made her Daisy. It was Princess Daisy, and it's funny because Daisy was very kind of spunky and kind of headstrong. And she still ended up getting kidnapped and shit, which is kind of weird. But she was kind of more what I guess you're probably seeing with Peach here. Where she's more confident, more capable. She know it's her kingdom, right? Here's this guy coming from a completely different world. She should be more capable than him. And oh, by the way, she runs the kingdom. She's a monarch, and she has all these people she has to, basically take care of. And keep her kingdom running, and she's dealt with Bowser before, and she's dealt with sparring galaxies and whatnot before, so she should be confident and capable. But she clearly has some vulnerabilities, obviously, with needing
I would say
Mario's help.
The problem would come from if she was just like Mario come to help her, and she's like, I don't need your help, that kind of bullshit. That's
then you could be like, okay, there's definitely some kind of agenda here.
So
but
for me,
and it's funny because I think a lot of the controversy sparked from, I mean, I don't even want to say the dude's channel because that's what he thrives on. But I know him, and what I know of him is that he's a huge Star Wars guy, and I'm like, Mario in this trailer is not unlike Luke was in the first movie. He fails. He tries to do the training and he's zapped by the thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is no different than that at all. And it's just funny how people have detached. This is something that's always happened in film and just stories in general.
Oh, he tried to make it like Mario was a bumbling idiot.
Yeah, he's like a bumbling idiot, and
Come on.
Peach is so strong. And I'm like, seriously, bro? Like, have you not read a story in your entire life? That's how it happens. The hero's journey is always met with guy making mistakes and he learns who he is, and that's every story. That's literally every hero story. So
a brand new world for this man. How the fuck is he gonna be all of a sudden? All right, I'm here.
Like you said, he's a Star Wars fan. Yeah. It's like,
and he's a Star Wars fan. How do you? It's just
tell me Luke and Han
were
princess
in that, and she's pretty confident and capable. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So come on,
come on. For me,
no. Well, yeah, because I never had an issue with the whole.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this.
No, I'm just saying because it was because of the Peach discussion that it came up, and I was like, yeah, I never had it. I knew Mario was gonna struggle because it's the hero's origin. Like he's not going to come out the
trailer.
Gate.
You never know.
Yeah, just in general. Like if he's not relatable if he just comes out the gate overly powerful. Then he's the bland character who fucking accomplishes everything within like 5 seconds and shit. Like I have no issue with him struggling. My concern mainly was just with Peach. I had really no issue with the way they were handling
it looks like their interaction is even in the trailer, it almost evolves to the end where she's talking about how they got to save all the universes, and she's like, no pressure, trying to put some levity on the situation. But for me, like, I kept saying this, and no one ever replied to it. I wanted I didn't want Peach to sound like the Peach from the games any more than I wanted Mario to sound like Charles Martinet for the whole film. Like, I don't want a Mario like that. I don't want that voice. So I was glad to hear just an actual woman talking, like a normal. I mean, yeah, Anya's voice is a bit
A
deeper.
normal woman.
Is a bit deeper than your average woman, I guess. But by the end, when she throws out the no pressure line, I'm like, all right, that to me, yeah, it's not the Peach per se that I expected. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest, but I didn't want that high pitched, annoying, did I win? You know, like that Peach. I didn't want that. So, and the more I hear it, the better, the more used to it I am already, and I'm already like completely sold. Plus, I think she's personality wise, in real life and in the movies she's been in, she has a lot of range. So I'm not too worried about her being like just the same the whole time. Oh yeah, we can definitely talk about the potential for the spin-offs and all the other movies, but we definitely want to talk about the trailer first. But yeah, to me, I was like, when I saw her in the motorcycle outfit, grabbing the halberd or whatever it's called, I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And then you see Bowser's ship in the background, her and Toad. I was all for it.
Also, yeah, retro, you kind of nailed my point. It had nothing. That my issue wasn't that Peach is tough. My issue is that it feels like it kind of disregarded her femininity for the sake of, like, the Smash example I used in my video in my stream Friday was like one of my favorite Peach scenes, which is the scene where like Fox and Falco, they're like fighting on the halberd, and I think Meta Knight is too, and Peach is just in the back sipping fucking tea. Like I don't like, she's very.
I don't see why you don't think that still could happen though. I don't know why.
I would say
I don't see this Peach doing that.
No, but hold on, Terrell. Don't you think if someone's fighting in front of you and you see this woman just sipping tea in the back, that's kind of badass and tough.
Kind of boss.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying, that's the version of Peach I like.
Which is what you're seeing right now. A badass.
That's the vibe I get.
No, but I think the issue is the badass and tough. It's not all like the same thing.
Is it
like,
the voice? Is it the
voice?
The
voice is.
You keep saying that literally is what this woman is.
I think because
she seems sassy.
Robert, your interpretation of
she seems like Princess Peach.
Is different from him.
Anyway,
your interpretation of her is just different than mine. Like,
let's move on.
I don't think I kind of realized that after our conversation. I was like, I don't think he's ever gonna get it.
I still don't get it. Just like with Clocked It.
I'm never gonna get it.
Remember Clocked It?
I'm like, bro, you look at all the sports titles, this, that, and then you bring up the Smashing. I'm like, yeah, but that still sounds like what it would be. Like,
you remember?
I would try to, the Odyssey. I would say the Odyssey one. The Odyssey, how Mario Odyssey when I always brought that up in the chat where she rejects Bowser and Peach, she goes no, and he goes no, and she just goes and struts away and she just leaves him on the moon, and just it was very amazing moment, and I'm like, yeah, that's how she would do like in the movie.
See, I like it. That's my thing. I'm not disagreeing about like that scene. I very much feel that is a Princess Peach thing to do. I just don't feel like the one in the movie is the same. It's not the same kind.
You guys remember
I guess that's what I should be saying. It's not that she isn't badass. It's that it's a different type, and I have to.
It's kind of like when Clocked It tried to explain why he wasn't excited for Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah, this is
and and everything he said, it's like, dude, I still have no clue why you're not excited for this game, and nothing he said changed anything about how I felt about why he's not excited for the game. He tried and tried. Shout out to Clocked It.
And you know what? The game came out, and he was excited for it.
He loved it.
He loved it.
But yeah, the point is, he said all these words, but nothing. It just didn't. To me, it didn't mean anything. Like I was like, I still don't understand. So anyway, let's get on from this. I'm looking forward to the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC for Peach's motorcycle. The other carts look way too bulky. They can't put those in the game, but Peach's motorcycle looks like might be paid DLC, these days with Nintendo.
I thought, isn't that her default motorcycle?
No, that's nothing like that in the game. It's a unique
DK's barrel blaster cart.
Yeah, that'd be too big and bulky to have.
It's kind of hard though, man.
I'm just looking.
That's the type of shit he rides. He rides out like that.
Well, I mean, I see that and I'm like, damn, man. Mario Kart 9, you gotta bring Funky Kong back.
Oh
You
yeah,
gotta have.
all
you
it's
gotta-
all
Who's
got to
going
be in
in
there.
there? Like, is that some kind of tourney, or
Yeah.
are they just? It's.
I think honestly, what that is let's see, what would you
You
guys?
think they're
I
just
think
heading?
it's there's some the Rainbow Road is some magic leading towards something, and so they're riding the magic,
All
and
of
that's
them?
what it is. All of them.
They
Are
So
they
go
like
into
being
it's like
battle?
chased or are they all
unleash
fighting
the
together?
Rainbow Road, and then they have like a laser kind of.
That seems
thing.
like a more towards the end of the
It
movie.
looked, almost
it's-
saw
than
like
it
an
is.
Iggy
It's a
kart.
third act. It's a
So
third act.
Yeah,
clearly,
definitely.
he's become the hero at that point. You would think.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
definitely some third act type thing, but
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, it's very, to me, that's like late game in the
That
film.
shit was like, that was awesome.
they,
So,
and they're
was great,
driving
man.
towards something, so they're probably like, all right, unleash the Rainbow Road, and they bring out the Rainbow Road, and let's go, guys.
Terrell just want Peach to get in the kitchen and bake Mario a cake.
yep, that's what I was joking. I was saying shit like that. You want to be fan service, Peach.
Juice was having a field day, dog.
Get in the kitchen and bake Mario a cake, baby.
Y'all understand? The most underrated version of Juice is when he's trolling the fuck out of you.
He's one of the
Well,
greatest heroes of all
Terrell,
time.
I'll send you a link to a reaction. This girl from Romania, she knows of Mario, but she says she hadn't played it since she was a teenager, which she's like 27 now. And she got so hyped after Mario was like, let's go. And then she saw Peach. She's like, all right, Mario, go save a Peach, with her accent. And she was so excited at the idea of Mario going to save Peach, and I thought of you right there. I was like, "Oh, that's what Terrell was
Oh
looking
my
for."
god!
It still can happen. There can be a situation where Peach gets kidnapped
Yeah,
in the movie. I almost bet it will happen. So,
Well, you know what though? I was also thinking like, for the second movie or something, they could have something where like the kingdom gets ruined or something, and she gets in a very different state, in depressive state or some shit, and like that you could do something like that where that could really change
they
her.
said Pauline was in the trailer.
looking at
Donnie
She
said
was
that.
she was in a photo.
looking at Ipster's comment there, it's pretty saucy there. Double Jazz, the worst Mario Kart of all time.
God damn.
It's my least
Oh my
played.
lord.
I can't really.
Oh yeah, I
comment on
forgot
it.
it's Retro's worst. He doesn't like that.
It's everybody's favorite, but
I thought
hear
it
all
was
the
his
time.
favorites on GameCube. Why don't you like it, dude? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Why don't you like? Actually, yeah, I don't remember. Why
Nintendo
don't
had
you
all
like
their
them?
best games ever on the GameCube, so that's one of them.
That's
Why,
why
why,
Soul's
y'all
like-
do this?
Mario
Why
Kart
Soul's
Double
well,
Dash.
wait.
Juice is a problem when that man gets savage.
We
It's
had a
like demon
debate
time.
about libraries and best consoles of all time.
That Pauline thing was fake.
And
What?
Wii U is on the pretty much near the bottom
real?
for old Clocked It. It was like 20 something on his list, wasn't it? PS4
Well,
was 22,
oh,
but
oh.
Wii U was near the bottom for his Nintendo consoles, so I was surprised. Clocked It.
Oh yeah.
Did I miss a video from him?
No, we were in the group chat. Like it was
okay.
there was a lot of chatting going on. I said,
He
"This is why
ranked his- he
T and
ranked-
Terrell are muted. Mute this chat because it was nonstop
I
for
don't
like
mute
3
it.
straight days."
I actually don't mute it. I
have
see.
it on my phone. My phone sucks.
I have it on my phone,
Mm.
but like sometimes I can't. Y'all, the way y'all be going, and I be at work,
It's
it's
Hangouts
not.
is different.
Yeah.
So
So I was trying to give my reasons why the Wii U, like I said last week, in a 2.5-year span, the Wii U put out some of the best games in the franchise, which we can get back into the Wii U talk because it kind of got.
yeah,
We didn't really go all in. I think like I agree. We didn't
we were
cover all
rushing
the
at the
eras.
end. We didn't have enough time.
They put in like so many of the best in the franchise games in about almost basically a 3-year span. And if I go game for game for like the exclusives, third and first, second party exclusives, obviously Breath of the Wild's on both, so that's a neutral. I still
I know
have.
one person in the chat will disagree completely because we talked about this on Twitter a little bit. Ipsters,
Oh yeah.
he thinks the best are on Switch. So go ahead, please.
I mean, I'm like,
Wait.
obviously
that's
with Tropical
like, just
Freeze,
games.
you got Woolly World,
in the franchise,
Mario Kart 8, Smash at the time. Obviously, I think Ultimate's better, but at the time, Pikmin 3, 3D World's still my favorite 3D Mario game. Bayonetta 2 obviously was one of 2 games. Just
Did you say Chronicles X? Because that's
Xenoblade Chronicles X is still my favorite Xenoblade game.
Over 3?
But I know everybody different.
I didn't play any other Fatal Frames, but a really great Fatal Frame game. Like,
Yeah, Variant 5 was great.
I think 5 was probably the best.
Pikmin 3, easily the best Pikmin game for me.
Mario Brothers U is the only.
I mean,
2D.
that's up there with the 2D games. I feel it's up there and deserves a
What
big
2D
place
games?
with 3 in the world. I think New Super Mario Brothers U is with
U is up there with 3D World or 3D World.
with Super Mario Brothers 3 in world. I'd
World
say it's
and-
it's the top 3. It's 3, but it's in the top 3 for me. As far as 2D, there's not that many. And they just delivered. Yeah, they didn't get all the third-party support that died off after a while. But as far as just like exclusive library in that short span
Tropical
of time,
Freeze.
I started with Tropical
Oh, you
Freeze.
said it already.
Yeah,
I
you
feel like there was
started
at least
with that.
maybe one more. I mean, I love Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Honestly, I didn't play Forgotten Land yet, but that's still my favorite of the Kirby games. So it's just like it was just great, and to me
That's
the
not
Wii
a Kirby
U,
game, but okay.
the Wii U is like hardware wise, it's not like perfect, and it has flaws and stuff. We covered a lot of that. A lot of the issues. The gamepad, we didn't really talk too much about the gamepad itself. Having an ergonomic off-screen gaming for the first time, like console gaming. Yeah,
melts in your hand, man.
I couldn't
The gamepad and Joy-Cons.
I couldn't go lay in my bed and play, but
Come on,
I could
come
sit
on.
on the couch. Mario Maker was a great new IP. Splatoon was a great new IP. Even though I'm falling off
Yeah.
on it, it still was a great
Mario
new
Maker
IP.
1 is better than 2, just
Yeah.
based on the gamepad alone. And then the amiibos. Like, come on, bro. Like, all
There's
those
so much to
amiibos-
love in about a 3-year span. We got so much, and if that system could have just sold better, we would have had Breath of the Wild exclusive, Odyssey would have been on there exclusive, and who knows, what else?
They might have held out. They still might have
Xenoblade
held on. to
Chronicles 2
Odyssey.
might have been a
We might still
fucking
be playing Wii U right now.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 might have been a Wii U game, It's like you never know.
Yeah.
So, but it's just for me, if I really look at the legacy, it didn't have the impact of the N64. That's the greatest, most exciting launch for me of a game system of all time. The Wii U's launch was lackluster. We talked about it. It's the excitement around the N64 launch was nothing.
Well,
Was
yeah.
only even approached by Breath of the Wild, the game. My excitement for that. So yeah, you can't top the N64 launch. You can't top the Super Nintendo's long, huge library of like amazing games. But for me personally, games I love just hit really at a perfect time for me. For
let
the
me-
Wii U.
I
let
think
me
you can't
add-
top it.
Let me ask you this though, then. The fondness, because let's be real here, there's a certain level of fondness with the GameCube era and the games that it had. I feel like the Wii U is probably closer to that than the actual GameCube is in itself. Like a lot of people always act like the GameCube era has like the most amazing games in its era from Nintendo. I would argue Wii U has better games for its era from Nintendo.
I would argue the same.
That's pretty. To me, it's not even an argument, but retro.
Yeah,
death-
but I'm saying, you know how people feel about the GameCube. It's always like, oh, well, the GameCube had like this great, like, if you were a Nintendo fan, the GameCube was amazing.
I'm like a great list of them.
I
If
would
you
say
like-
the Wii.
like some exclusive RPGs that I didn't play that people love, and like
that nobody played, by the
some
way.
pretty, I would say a pretty solid multi-plat getting games. Like, everybody loves Time Splitters. Those hit GameCube.
Prince of Persia.
You got all
Came
the
out on PlayStation
Maddens.
2 and Xbox.
Got all the Maddens type games. I don't know about FIFA or anything, but it got a lot.
No.
I think that's the biggest thing about GameCube. But we're not talking about third party. We're talking about
Yeah, if you're talking about just
For
from
me, it's just
Nintendo.
for Nintendo.
games for Nintendo fans. Who had the better bangers
Oh, Wii
overall?
did.
It's Wii U.
Hey, Wii.
And
Ooh,
Switch
that's
is
a site-
Switch is getting
it's just-
close.
We're over here. We're only about to Wii U because I.
Switch is getting close. I feel Tears of the
you gotta
Kingdom,
Take it, man.
but
I always bring it up because
best
every
Sonic
time I
game,
say,
3D,
uh,
one of.
Terrell's not gonna agree with that.
that's
one.
hard because they
'Cause
ported
Adventure
Sonic
2
Adventure.
Battle
Yeah, I was saying
No, but
Adventure
hold on, that's
2000
40.
would
That's
be-
40.
No, I'm talking about Wii U had Sonic Lost World.
Yeah, but I think
brand new Sonic game for GameCube. Technically, what would it be? Heroes?
Yeah, Heroes would be it. And Heroes
what
is
you mean?
though.
I would take Lost World over Heroes.
I would take Lost World over Heroes. I would agree with that. I would take Lost World over Heroes. Heroes isn't bad. Heroes is just that weird, like it's not bad, but it's not.
Which one's
great
Heroes?
Here's
the one where it's like
with the
three of
Sonic
them.
Tails and Knuckles.
I've never seen that one.
Yeah, that's the one that came on the GameCube.
Sonic
Hero. Yeah.
All right, let's stick more to the Wii U though. Let's.
Yeah. This is Wii talk.
So just for me, it's just like a perfect storm of things, and I was just so happy, reinvigorated my love of gaming. And during that football season, I was just all about off TV play because it's comfortable. Like that's the one thing about the Switch. Off TV play don't mean shit when it's uncomfortable to hold. Even when I bought those Bing Bok or whatever, before I had to send back the faulty one.
The Bing Box.
Even that still wasn't quite as comfortable for me as the gamepad. So it's just, I understand. I'm not gonna argue somebody like Sandstorm. He has Wii U's not. It's near the bottom for him. You know, he has like N64. I forget his rankings, but N64 was 1 for him. So I mean, I get that. I'm not mad at anybody.
N64 was 1, and Wii U towards the bottom.
But
it's tough because also we're talking about also GameCube. GameCube, it's true. Like there are a lot of franchises that just never came on Wii U that are on GameCube.
Like
I think GameCube's bigger claim is its third party.
Me, Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing and
we got Animal Crossing.
Amiibo
Festival.
So that's one.
Don't forget the Plaza.
Metroid. Definitely.
Metroid Prime. I mean, it's kind of huge. Metroid Prime and 1 and 2. WarioWare. He had Game and Wario, but I wouldn't. That's not a WarioWare game.
There was a WarioWare.
So they had WarioWare Mega Micro Games.
Was it just a collection of the Game Boy ones, or was it brand new?
Well, no. Wasn't Wario Land on the GameCube too?
It was just. I think it had some.
But it was like it was still its own version, version.
I wouldn't even. I mean, I liked the couple on the Game Boy Advance I had, but
Wario Land, bro. Not
Wario
Land,
World.
Wario World.
That's what it was.
Wario World.
I mean, that was
Did you
Treasure.
like that? I played for like 5 minutes on a rental.
I've seen good things. I just haven't.
I mean, obviously the Paper Mario is like
It's a fun game.
Thousand Year Door is like the best Paper Mario. Almost everybody agrees. But
Yeah,
that's the area. Those are the
Mario,
games you just listed. That's where that has no bearing on me. As far as my taste at the time.
Well, that's the thing is like you're talking about everyone's different opinions for Juice.
Yeah.
He goes completely off the rails. Let's not pretend Cube had no first party. Nobody said that.
Yeah, no one said that, yo. There was not a single person that said, "Man, GameCube had no first party support."
That's also right. Also, GameCube had Fire.
I wonder if
for me.
The Animal
That's
Crossing
my
is
one, by the way.
I feel like Animal
at least
Crossing is the
with
big
you
one
guys
for
showed,
people.
you had the
Tokyo Mirage Session.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
That's a good game.
Was it a
game.
year? Well, I know T's game of the year.
Yeah, it was. It's a good. I mean, listen, it's a good game. Don't ever get it twisted. I fuck with the game.
Yeah.
But
did the GameCube have a Kirby game at all? I can't remember.
Yeah, Air Ride, but that's not.
But they don't count.
So it's
Air
just
Ride
like
would be the only game.
like Rainbow Curse is not a true
Rainbow
Kirby.
Curse, right? That's just a.
The
that's
GameCube have a good Yoshi game.
Rainbow Curse at least is a.
No.
It didn't have a Yoshi game.
It had two Pikmin games.
I think the Wii U struggle always for me is that if you were a first party gamer, it was great, but if you wanted anything else, you were kind of hosed.
Yeah, I mean that's just facts.
That's like it's very much a Nintendo system. So if you don't fuck with like Nintendo first party stuff, you have no reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why you even had.
Well, that was
a million units.
That exposed a lot of YouTubers. I bought this for third parties. They promised me third parties. Well, yeah, they did. They did promise, and the third parties dropped out based on the low sales. But if that's the main reason you buy a Nintendo system, I'm sorry. That
doesn't make sense.
It's never been the reason.
That never made any sense to me. Even the previous consoles, the last console that I would argue had like mainstream appeal with its third party games would probably be the GameCube, with things like Resident Evil and shit. Like that would have been. But like even the Wii U had great third party, But the Wii's third party is not like mainstream appealing third party.
Yeah,
for most
GameCube
people.
definitely got a lot more day and date.
Yeah.
Exact, even better than PlayStation 2 versions of games. It didn't get all of them, but it got quite a few.
Yeah.
Well, even that's what I was saying. Like what Ubisoft had, Prince of Persia
Yeah.
and stuff.
So I can understand that argument on the GameCube.
They were there.
That was like the last. That was like the last Nintendo system you could make that
I feel
argument
like
with.
they were there. Even then, they weren't selling that great. PlayStation 2. I bet you Prince of Persia on PS2 is by far the best selling.
Well,
one.
that makes sense because the PS2
And it was like
outselling the fuck out of those
by
consoles.
far the worst.
100 million.
Yeah, exactly.
When I called it the DVD Station 2, you got mad.
Oh my goodness, you called it DVD Station 2, boy.
Well, honestly, when you look at the game sales of
That's
that
not a
console,
false statement, but it's still funny to me.
when you look at the game sales of that console, you're like, you would think it would be way higher though, like some of these games, but they're not.
Yeah, I mean, Retro just listed all games that's why for me, those games that mean anything. So I don't even Wario World that
Retro's
counts.
list, this is what makes his list huge. Wario World, Animal Crossing, Sunshine, Paper Mario. The list is huge.
But does Wario? I'm sorry. Let me just ask this
You
seriously.
already said Wario World.
Does Wario World even?
It's a 3D.
Is that even worth? Like, is that worth toting? Like, it's an great exclusive game. I've never played it or seen it. I didn't even know.
My understanding, it's a good game.
I heard it
for GameCube. It's what it is now.
I'm not sure.
It's a good game, but it's.
Is it just a checklist marker, or is it actually a good game?
Most people genuinely believe it's a good game.
Wario World.
It's good. I mean, it's weird because it's like you're playing this. It's semi
like a beat 'em up almost.
It's a beat 'em up, right? It's weird because it's a beat 'em up. It's like you're in this kind of pseudo 3D world because it's
it is 3D.
It's kind of like 3D world in a way, but it's more limited than even that.
It's made by Treasure.
Treasure made it, yeah.
Actually, you just pull up some footage real quick. That's probably help you.
Treasure feel. It was weird because
I mean, so if you're gonna pull Wario World, I'm pretty sure I could find a Wii U game that.
I mean, it's underrated, but it's not like it's that underrated.
It's underrated because because they've never done anything else since then with it.
F-Zero GX, obviously.
F-Zero GX, yeah, I'll accept. That obviously. It wasn't a huge seller, but that's a great game.
I like X better. I think I go back and forth.
Yeah, but we're comparing that to the Wii U. Though,
but here's the thing. At least it's debatable. That's the whole point.
Fox is going to be pulling his hair out. More GameCube hate.
We can't discredit Wii U because Nintendo doesn't make F-Zeros anymore. That's not fair. That's just not fair.
Nintendo Land. Retro Death. All you guys were saying how much you love Nintendo Land. So that counts as a Wii U that GameCube didn't have anything like Nintendo Land.
Yeah.
And we're on Switch right now, which is 110, 114 million strong, somewhere around there. And we don't have an F-Zero on that either. So you can't blame the Wii U sales for no F-Zero.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm playing through it again right now, so it's funny.
It looks almost like the Pikmin engine or something. Like it's kind of.
I could.
Well, I think it's just the stage.
I can see that. I can see that on the aesthetic.
I think it's just the stage though.
Man,
yeah, it's just the stage.
I wish the Wii U had this game.
Got some pretty fun boss battles and.
It's funny. Every Nintendo era seems to have certain.
The only reason I brought it up because a couple people now have mentioned it. Like it's like I was just curious. Now that I see it, I remember T was playing this in one of his videos.
Yeah, it's in one of my videos.
T, would you call this niche? T, I don't know if I call it niche, but it's.
I don't know if I call it niche, but it kind of is because it's a beat 'em up in the 2000s era. Like those didn't exist.
That's what I'm saying.
I would call it niche because I consider myself a pretty big Nintendo fan, and I didn't even know this game existed. So
wow.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it.
Well, I mean, there you go.
It's kind of niche. Like it's a niche game.
It doesn't look terrible. I definitely.
It's not.
I can't see myself.
It's not great.
It's hard to judge for.
It's a good game. It's not great.
Well, you'd be like a AA game.
It's not. Here, the thing is, it's not as good as you would expect from a Treasure game. Also.
Oh yeah.
So,
but anyway,
that's kind of disappointing for a Treasure game.
On this one game. Let's
Oh,
get back to the
yeah.
Wii U love. Let's get back to the Wii love. Let's forget about GameCube. Let's talk about some of the things. Like, I remember in the chat we had come up with a bunch of stuff that we had forgot to mention about the Wii U. You know, I went on with the Digital Deluxe program. I bought most of my games in the first 2 years digitally, and I regret it now just because I don't have the games, and I have to keep a Western Digital terabyte hard drive and hope it doesn't die to play some of the games I downloaded because they don't all fit. You know, we talked about last week, I think I talked about the Call of Duty games had like the built-in messaging and invites, but we didn't talk about the free online, which I feel, you know, was great with the Miiverse and shit, like the free online.
Oh, by the way, we gotta renew that on Switch Online.
Oh, really?
by the way.
Oh no!
Yeah.
We
It's
haven't,
been
dude. We
fucking
haven't
yesterday.
played. When's the last time we fucking played?
When we did this.
I'm currently only paying for it for my
Pokemon
kids
Online.
right now. That's the only reason I pay for it.
I know that was the reason. I already knew that was the reason.
There is some desire for me to try a few of the N64 games, but I don't think it's worth.
That is a conversation we had, and I know Robert was down.
Well,
but,
I'm down just because I you know, I've been able to play more with like Retro and Clocked It, and I would like to play the Nintendo 64 games with them at least.
Yeah.
and I definitely want.
I have an
Here-
itch for
here's
that.
the
I
thing.
just don't like the price at all.
I know,
But
definitely.
that's why if we all technically, you know, it'd be lower than.
Yeah, I know, but I just hate to give Nintendo my money when I think they bullshitting.
You mean more than usual?
Yeah, I think they bullshitting.
Yeah, you
on
already
that.
give them enough money, you know.
Right,
That was
see,
right.
I
That's
got-
my.
I got 4
Because here's
Switches
the
over
thing.
here.
Here's my thing. They already announced Pokemon Stadium for the service. I'm going to get it at some point next year. I just don't know when. That's very much what that's.
But that's
gonna
why,
be
like,
for
if
me.
you're going
Stadium
to
is in
switch
it?
over
Oh,
it out of
shit.
nowhere, technically.
I'm not going to do it out of nowhere. That's what we're talking about it before then. Okay.
All right,
that's
so
what I'm
it's
saying.
it's
Let's
Get back
already
to Wii U.
it's already almost 8:30. We gotta end the. Let's end on something positive about the Wii U. Like, what's
Okay.
an aspect for you? Maybe it was the best part of it, or a fond memory, something. For me, it was just the Smash game nights where, I mean, we legit almost every Saturday for months would play that game, and that's how I got the skills I have. I feel Terrell and I are almost like, I feel like our skill level is almost mirrored. I feel sometimes Robert blows us away, and sometimes we smoke Robert, but I feel like you and I have always been like pretty much dead even.
Yeah, because your play style and mine were pretty consistent. So like me getting good around you was very much like a challenge for a.
So that was one of the highlights of, like, to me, of any gaming since the N64 couch co-op GoldenEye. Like, to me, our Smash nights.
I'll give the Wii U. The Wii U for me, one of the things I liked about it the most, it was the most experimental I had gotten with a Nintendo system in terms of games that I don't normally play. That was my first Xenoblade game beaten. That was the first Fatal Frame game I played. That was the first Mario game I beaten. 3D World was the first Mario game I like went through to the end. Like I've touched the other Mario games, but I just never beat them.
I'm surprised you didn't do Galaxy.
I played Galaxy. I just didn't finish Galaxy. I didn't
I'm
finish it.
surprised though.
Yeah. But the one thing I give, even Donkey Kong, that was my first Donkey Kong game beaten. Now I think about Turk Up a Fees.
That's more understandable though, because.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I very much appreciate the Wii U because half of the things I've played on Switch is somewhat because of me playing things on Wii U. Like the Xenoblade thing literally was born from playing X on Wii U, and then that's what got me to play 2, which is now my favorite fucking Xenoblade game. That, like, even now, I'm still like towards the latter half of 3, but still, Xenoblade 2 is not going to be beaten realistically at this point. So I very much appreciate it for expanding my horizons as a Nintendo fan.
How about you, Robert?
Honestly, the worst thing about the Wii U, because
that Nintendo made it, goddamn.
the best thing, man. It's tough, like, because again, it's my favorite console in terms of everything. But I always go back to if I think about that. That is really tough to narrow down on one thing. It really probably has to be that Miiverse that they just never went back with. It's incredible. Until I got banned. But even when I got banned, I was still able to look at everyone's posts.
That was
That's
100%
why.
your fault, by the way.
No, it wasn't 100%. But also, they didn't. It is what it is. Whatever. But like, it just. I think about it, and it's incredible to have you just play a game, you pause it or whatever, and you go to the Miiverse, and boom, it opens a community of people exactly playing that same game, and everyone's posting on that game screenshots where they're at. They have the spoiler section, so if you already beat the game, you could check out spoilers. Actually, open that up, which I'm glad they did that. Surprise. And it's like I miss that every single day, man. Every single game I play, it's like, damn, man, I really, really, really wish I don't have to. For me nowadays, I'll finish a game and I'll take like 4 screenshots or maybe more, and I'll post it on Twitter, and that'd be I'll put my little quick thoughts on it. And it's if it was really good or something. But like it was nice, essentially bookmarking, journaling, essentially my games,
And you always got replies if you asked a
You
question.
always
or
got
on
no
Twitter.
matter
You
what,
barely
yeah.
get. It doesn't matter how many.
You don't even get
followers
likes. you know,
Yep.
because it's true. Because I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't go on Twitter to see what people have finished. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like
Right.
it's like if I scroll by, I'll see something. But like, I get it. Like no one really cares that I do
And-
recompile on PS5. No one knows what recompile is.
Never
You know what I
heard
mean?
of it.
But
But what about
exactly.
when a
that's what I'm
new
saying.
game would come out? I would go on Wii U if I wasn't sure about it, and I'd see what actual people
could see
playing the game would
screenshots,
say.
yeah.
We're saying with
Their
screenshots
thoughts.
and stuff.
Yeah.
That like to me, I was like, oh, what came out today? Oh, a Need for Speed Most Wanted You. Let me check the Miiverse post. There wasn't
And
a
it
lot,
took you
but
to the eShop to the page. If you wanted to, you could
Mhm.
at the very top you could go to the eShop and stuff with it. And it's just like and it sucks because it was just such a great thing and to think that like a game like that, I remember playing Master Reboot for Wii U, like, no one's gonna know about that if I put it on Twitter. No one cares about that.
Mhm.
But if people that are also playing the game on there, they're gonna see it and be like, oh,
Like the
you're on that
letter?
part.
You
Yeah,
need help in
the
the letter.
Like I posted
Can
like
Metroid
5
crawl,
times
man?
the
Can
letter.
Metroid crawl?
And Metroid Crawl.
You know what I
Why
mean?
can't
Like,
Metroid
come
crawl?
on, man. And it's such a damn shame.
That's
And no
Miiverse.
one,
That's why it exists.
yeah, and no one's been able to
The
actually
drawings, the
do
fucking
that.
artwork.
It's nuts, and no one's been able to do that
Oh,
because
Wonderful
like
101. Yeah, there's. I mean, if we list all the Wii U exclusives, I mean, we missed quite a few. But anyway,
Yeah.
I did forget. I feel like I'm the guy to make the statement about the Wii U. We got Nintendo games in HD for the first time. 60 frames per second was like the rule with a few exceptions, like Pikmin 3, Wind Waker, Breath of the Wild. Those were 30, but it was like
Those games were
Warriors.
gorgeous. Even that.
you didn't have to worry about if this game was going to be 60 or not every game was locked, and this was an era before having to scale adaptive resolutions. I mean, the games they were 720p except for Smash, 60 frames per second. They looked clean, they looked beautiful, the colorful. You never had to worry about it. You didn't have to worry about Yoshi's Woolly World dropping down to 480p looking blurry as shit. You just didn't have to worry about this stuff. You knew the games, you saw them, they looked amazing. Kirby Rainbow Curse looked amazing. Donkey Kong still looks amazing, and it delivered. And Nintendo was hitting on all cylinders once they figured out the HD development. So
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my biggest thing, is that seeing Nintendo games in HD for the first time, it was just like amazing. It was just like, yes, it's just like, because it's funny because like if you think about like Twilight Princess, not Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, it's like your memories of Wind Waker look like Wind Waker HD.
Mhm.
Like that's how you always see it in your head, and to actually see it, out in front of you was just like mind blowing to me. And like, it's an amalgamation for me because it's Miiverse, which was just awesome. And man, like you said, like it's something about having that gated community and it's the focus is on the games. It's not like Twitter was all politics or some other crazy thing nobody cares about. It's all about, okay, that game, in that specific game you're playing,
Mhm.
and people come in and like, yeah, oh, that I did this and that, and they share screenshots. It's amazing, and the drawings and all that, just
Remember,
was just great.
just imagine what Nintendo would have had to do to monitor Miiverse if that sold 100 million units. The Wii U.
Oh my god,
Miiverse would have been impossible to monitor.
oh my
Well,
god.
but you
I
think
don't know
about
if
it. Do you
impossible, but
remember?
Would have been
They would have cost them a lot of money.
Yeah.
But do you remember when they had it where they were thinking about implementing photos, like actual
Yeah.
camera photos?
yeah,
I'm
you
like,
can
oh
do
man,
that.
good thing they never did that, because that would have been awful, yo.
I think the thing about Miiverse that I liked most is that it felt like most people didn't want to do that kind of stuff. Sure, you got bitch dicks once in a while.
I think they probably edited a lot of that.
I did it on
Everyone's
Xenoblade.
asking the most important question: when will big dick
Bitch dick.
rise again?
Well, no.
I'm done. I'm done.
You weren't talking about Robert.
I'm done. I'm done.
All right. So, God bless Wii U 10 years. Happy anniversary. You deserve better.
The Wii U Pro Controller. What was it?
Wii U Pro Controller was
40
enough.
hours of battery life.
You know, I
That was
actually
80.
never held a Wii
Wasn't it
Pro
like 80?
controller in my life.
You've never held the Wii U Pro
It's
Controller?
ridiculous.
No, I gotta get it one of these days. just to
Analog,
see.
they just nailed the shape and the.
Everything was great.
Yeah, I wish it.
I've always loved the gamepad, so I just never.
Wish I had
bothered.
gyro, but that's my one negative about the Pro Controller. And basically set the Wii U up, for its success. So, all right. Well, just real quick, Game Awards supposed to be more streamlined. I don't see it. I think the streamlined
In
part.
what way?
They're just. I bet you. I'm calling it right now
It'll be 30 minutes
because
less.
when's the show? Is it before the next podcast
It's
or
the
after?
8th. It's the 8th.
No,
It's
it's
Thursday.
before, yeah.
It is. It's Thursday.
My guess for their streamlining the show is instead of rattling off 5 awards rapid fire, they're gonna do 10 each time. So you're gonna get Game of the Year, you're gonna get Best Performance on stage.
They're not cutting commercials.
You're gonna
And
get
they're not
Games for
cutting-
Impact. Games for Impact. They
Bonuses.
usually like to do that stuff.
And I don't know, action game, something that has a popular game in it. You're gonna
Narrative.
get. I'm gonna guess 4 people walking on stage games actually present it. People go on stage and accept it. Bunch more rapid fire, and then the same amount of trailers, world premieres, and all that shit. That's my prediction.
To be honest, they might have looked at, like, let's say Elden Ring got like 7 awards. Well, all right, half of these we don't have to actually say, so let's just we'll rattle them off at the same time. You know
Just
what I mean?
when it wins Game of the Year, tell us everything else it won.
Yes, it won Best Action, Best RPG, Best Sound Design, Best
Narrative.
and Best. Okay, it won.
He said
Okay.
it's gonna be significantly shorter, but and yeah, my posters all represent the Wii U era. The Smash,
Oh,
Mario
that's
Kart
right,
8,
yeah.
3D World, and Bayonetta 2.
Not
You've had
a,
the,
yeah.
you've had the
you
same
changed
layout
it.
since he's had the same layout since 2014.
Seriously.
Never wanted to get a any other poster.
That's a great lineup right there.
I guess that-
I
never
love
wanted
that,
to-
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you could get to.
I know what you could change the game
Get a
up.
Breath of the Wild poster would be the only thing.
I'm actually
Oh, well,
surprised
yeah, I
you
guess
do.
a Breath of the Wild
That's the
is,
one
but-
I am surprised you don't have.
I
as a
have
Breath
one
of the
right
Wild
here
poster.
Oh,
in front of me.
okay.
We'll never see it.
Does anybody think we're gonna get like a big, cool reveal from like Xbox? Because I don't think PlayStation.
Xbox has reveals.
I think we're gonna get a gameplay reveal for one of these games we've been announced, but we've never seen. Like
For
they did,
Xbox?
yeah, because they did Hellblade 2 last year, or was
they'll
that
do
at
something.
E3?
Which one?
You don't think it'd be?
No,
well, how
it's-
long? Wait, how long has it been since Fable was announced? How
2
long has it
years.
been since?
2 years, yeah.
It's in 2?
Mm-hmm.
2020?
That was
It doesn't
August
really-
2020.
Damn.
I could see us getting maybe a little bit more of Fable if I had to take a shot in the dark.
Or maybe Perfect
They
Dark, man.
started and then
Did they stop?
they changed teams or something.
Not
Perfect
Is
Fable.
that
Dark.
what happened?
I think that's what happened with Fable because I remember it being
No, because
way
that was
earlier and
Playground.
talking about it. I know Playground was playing or doing it
But
now,
they
but there was another team beforehand that they canceled that game.
Oh, okay.
It's like Fable Legends or something it was called at
If
that
I
time.
took a shot in the dark, I would say Fable for Xbox. For
I mean,
Sony,
Yeah,
I don't
guess
see
Fable.
Sony didn't do anything last year, so I don't think they're going to do anything this year.
They may not, but if I had to take a guess, what's next?
I think
because
maybe there'll be a Forspoken trailer from
well,
Square.
I mean,
that's
that's Square anyway.
The
but-
last little footage they showed, it looked like it was running a lot.
oh no
better.
no definitely, but yeah, like Robert said, Square. If I'm gonna make a Sony guess for the hell of it, I can only think of
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Really, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. And then if we're gonna play that game with Nintendo, I don't think it would be Zelda because Zelda already has a release date.
Metroid
and
Prime 4?
I would honestly, if this would be the only to me, if you're gonna show it soon, this would be either this or in January. So
Yeah, I believe since Doug Bowser took over, Nintendo hasn't given two shits about the Game Awards. They haven't given them anything other than some commercials and
No, well,
But that's what Nintendo did last year, right?
They did
the
some
Smash
Smash
character.
basically.
A Smash
They
character.
did, they did
yeah.
Smash characters, which is honestly some of the biggest announcements.
Yeah, but
of
I'm
the night.
saying that's like DLC for
Not
a
a
game.
not a game reveal.
I don't see them doing anything.
I'm just saying since we're talking about,
I think Xbox is the only one's gonna have something. Fable sounds pretty legit to me.
I can't.
Or
honestly,
Starfield will get another trailer, something. Redfall, something.
Is there any
Maybe
game?
Starfield will get a release date.
Because I really think
Maybe
I feel like Microsoft has been going in pretty hard with since they announced the Series X 3 years ago, or 3 years ago.
no, it's two. No, it was.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
and-
2020 they were showing the game was coming, system was coming
So it's
out.
still 2 years, but it'll be.
It'll be 3 years.
2019 is when they
Since-
showed
since
off
they
the
showed-
Xbox.
Oh,
When
since they
literally
showed it.
revealed
Since they
it.
revealed the
literally
Series
revealed
X
it,
at the Game Awards.
Okay,
which is nuts to think about. Isn't that strange? Yeah, whatever.
That is crazy. No, because most companies they have their own thing.
These
To
dudes
reveal
just
it.
Yeah, I was happy
surprised they chose that to do.
revealing
it.
new hardware here. It just when you think about it, it's such a I don't know, it's cool, but it's also a little like, man, this is. I mean,
Why though?
I know it's a big ad, this whole thing, but man,
Yeah.
this really feels like an ad.
Hopefully we don't have any more drunk Vin Diesel
Oh,
promoting their
God.
shit ass game.
Garbage.
Well, they already confirmed. They already confirmed.
on consoles.
They already confirmed.
Trash.
The Knives Out 2 cast, the Glass Onion is going to present, which is
Presenting's
which is-
cool. I don't.
It's Daniel Craig and
Well,
Ryan
they don't
Johnson.
care. They don't want to be there. That's what bugs me.
That's what I don't want to
Well,
see.
maybe the reason they're there, it's weird because to me they're there because they're gonna for some reason show a Glass Onion trailer even though it came out technically.
See, that's
or they're gonna make some mobile game or something.
that's why this
They're
shit's.
gonna turn and go. All right, GoldenEye stealth drop.
Ooh,
But that's why the
Oh,
Game
that's
Awards
not
is.
happening.
That's why it's failing. I mean, I guess people watch it and stuff, but you don't bring on the cast of a movie. Bring on the cast of a fucking game, to do.
And
Yeah.
Netflix paid a lot of money for that. You will. They're gonna bring them bitches on.
Yeah.
Reggie's coming back as always. which
He
is
did
nice.
the games. What did he do?
Reggie,
Games
this is
for,
a weird
uh,
retirement.
Debut
Reggie,
indie or something. I think
guy.
it's debut indie or something.
Something like that.
Reggie needs to learn how to retire correctly. You know, he knows how to-
Yeah.
I
Don't
tried.
tell the man what to do.
I watched him
man.
on Kit and Kristen. I got some. I didn't really come away feeling too good about Reggie. I got some very arrogant, very
What? I didn't
his
think that.
vibes on. He just kept talking about his book being bestseller. This I just felt like dude's patting his own back a lot. It didn't.
Yeah, well, I
he
feel
didn't
like
just-
I mean, who's
statement-
marketing his book, man?
He
He's
went
marketing
there to
book.
market his book. He couldn't just chill with some former colleagues and stuff. He was just very business speak, PR, like he did for Nintendo, talking about the Wii U when
you
it
go to
was.
Kate and Christian show to market your book, and you're in trouble, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted him to just be. I wanted them to be sharing stories. I didn't want the business.
Well, no, they did share story. They
Reggie.
did.
Yeah, but he can't. I don't know, man. I don't know, Robert.
Why
I
you
have a
do that?
very
I'm just saying, it's a big
my
podcast. They're
bullshit
not-
detector is
getting a lot
very
of
very
traction over there.
sensitive, and I
What
just
do
I feel-
you think about the Jeff Keighley one? Did you see that one?
I
that
like
one
we're
to
having two
me, Jeff Keighley
conversations.
talked more human than Reggie, like just chilling
He
with
was very
them.
relaxed. He was very relaxed with David.
Yeah, Reggie
Yeah.
was just very. I'm here to promote my book. I'm gonna talk about it's a bestseller, and
I've never really
just chill,
seen-
not have a relaxed conversation with.
To be fair,
Kid.
I've never really seen Reggie relax. Anyway.
That's because he's always
Yeah.
doing PR for Nintendo. Like he's.
Well, I mean,
Like, that was
even
his
now.
job, I mean,
That's why I was hoping to hear. I was hoping to see like a real chill, just Reggie just chatting. That's what
I
I was
don't think
you
he
know,
knows that.
like Tom Brady going to the Bucks. You know, like, oh, he actually is a real person. I was
Mhm.
surprised, and not this cookie cutter fake dude he's been playing for the last 20 years. He's a human being. He can get drunk and throw
Yeah,
the
that's why I wanted
Super Bowl
Reggie
trophy.
to tell a funny story and not just let Kit and Krista
Right.
share all that.
Somehow you
shit.
sound more disappointed. Like
But-
you sound more
All
disappointed
right,
than
so
like
we got
he just wasn't real with me, man.
But maybe that's just him. That's literally him, yo.
He's just a fake ass dude, bro.
I feel like just in the back, like I just want him to be real with me, man.
Remember when the worker thing,
He just always was like,
what do you call it, the
Good,
temps?
good
What do they
Nintendo
call
here.
them?
What?
They had the whole situation where the
contract workers.
the contract workers are getting screwed or whatever. He's like, well, not on my watch. Bitch, it was on your watch. What do you mean not on your watch? You haven't been going
another. I mean, another.
That kind of stuff didn't happen on
Reggie
my watch.
was
I'm like,
taking
are you
credit.
fucking kidding?
It almost sounded like he was taking credit for the creation of a meme. You know, like I don't know if memes
the
in
fans
general.
made that meme.
I know he had some memes, but it almost sounded like he was like, I don't know, maybe he was saying he was the original meme, or just that he himself, memes were made of him. But yeah, it came across really, I was really off put by it. And 12
He
Feet
just-
Tall said the same
He
thing.
wasn't the man I
Fakest
thought he
human
was.
on the planet.
Yeah.
Reggie was the fakest human.
Nah.
It's like, all right, let me give you a real world comparison. So at work, I'm not going to name any names. I don't think anybody I work with watches this, but we've had this person in a department,
coworker.
and he's been there for like 15 years. He is the best talker, smoozer. Now he was the head of the department. Now they hired somebody as the actual head. And I've worked with the guy 15 years. And they were doing something in one of the conference rooms. I was like, oh, what are you doing? He snapped to his talking to his boss, spewing out this fucking PR bullshit. They were just putting shelves up and putting our product on there to have a nice display, so that if we have customers or vendors, it just looks nicer in there. All I do is say that, like, oh, we're gonna do this. We think it's gonna do this. And he just basically, like, what he would say to his boss.
His script.
He turned on the script instantly. And turned on his fake
Oh, man, I can't stand
tone.
people like that.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? I wanted to say, dude, this is me. We work together. Just talk to me like a normal person. I'm
not a customer.
like, what the? It was the fakest shit, man, and it blew my mind. But anyway, it's a whole other thing.
This Reggie hate.
Yeah.
Richard.
I liked Reggie when he was.
Nintendo.
I like Reggie for the
I
most
like
part.
Reggie when he was a part of Nintendo.
I like Reggie when he was kicking ass and taking names.
Now he's just taking it in there.
But I didn't like the. Sometimes I wish he did give different answers where he didn't. I feel Nintendo really had him on a leash sometimes. I don't know what you're laughing. I missed it.
You missed it.
Nah, I was probably reading the chat or something.
Oh my god. Shit.
No.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere.
He
Yo.
was. He was just doing. He was hamstrung. Like we used to say that too. Like he. I'm sure he wanted to do more, and I think some of that was some of his frustration that he couldn't do what he wanted to do on the America side when he was the Nintendo president of America, and then.
But I
they
feel
still
like
had to kowtow to what.
that's part of the
yeah.
disappointment with the Kit and Krista, because he sounded exactly the same as he did.
He should be unleashed now. I don't.
That's why I was really waiting for. I was hoping.
obviously,
Some people
there's
don't know how to
certain
turn it
things
off.
he can't say. There's certain things he can't say. Still, I'm sure he's obligated to,
Yeah.
hide, to keep
Yeah.
things. But he can be freer to say, I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that, and they wouldn't.
Yeah, just ask about.
Are they still paying you? I don't think they still
Exactly,
Paying you.
Well,
like-
I think some people just don't like to burn bridges.
Just talk about the
and-
fucking failures of the Wii U. Be real
Yeah,
about
You
it.
can be honest.
Be real when you knew. Like, I wish he would have just said, "Yeah, we knew
Some people
right
just
at
don't
this
do
point that
that.
this was not gonna take off." Just something
Yeah.
like that. Give us some
You're right.
real insight.
Some people don't.
But-
We call them
I
fake
mean,
motherfuckers.
I don't think they didn't really bought that question about. I don't remember them saying
I
that.
think they were talking about the tough times during the Wii U, and then they were talking
But
about something else, and then they're talking about another company having some issues, and then he gave him more PR sounding bullshit like advice.
It's just, what's Doug doing? F all.
Doug Bowser is like, I'm
He's
just
doing nothing. I agree with that.
he has no personality because he was on the Game Awards accepting an award
He's
last year or whatever. He
Well, that
the
was
most
for
personality
Metroid
he
Dread.
has is his name is Bowser.
Mhm.
That's it.
For
That's all
Metroid
you
Dread,
get.
he was
Oh.
literally trying to sell people on the game.
yeah, he was
Oh my
accepting an
god.
award and he was doing the spiel selling people. So before we get out, I went to Best Buy on Saturday to pick up my physical copy of Bloodborne that I forgot I had purchased during Black Friday, and I walk in and they got a stack of Series X systems there. I think it was 7. Right when you walk in with the sign, and they had a pile of Series S. I'm gonna guess 25 to 30 Series S's sitting there, and I was actually shocked. So all right, let's go to PlayStation. They didn't have any PS5s, so I'm wondering, has Microsoft just really paid to ramp to maybe get more systems out? I'll be curious to see what the NDA are, or the NDA. What is the MPD? The MPD
MPD.
For the Black Friday, because either Microsoft really just got their shit together, or either got ahead of the line for the chips, or
I know they already said Nintendo won that like Nintendo sold the most units on Black Friday. I know that already.
I'm just curious about the Xbox itself, because either they just have that many being produced,
I'll go
or
Google it while
really
you're talking.
just
Xbox made the most money though, or something like that. They made the most.
Oh, let me go.
because
I'll
the
check
Series
right
S
now.
was down to like 249. I was shocked
Yeah.
they had not just a few, they had a pile of both systems. Like,
Yeah, I don't think.
and that was just
I don't think Nintendo won NPD
That's what I saw
for Black Friday.
So you guys
on-
think that Microsoft just got that many produced, or do you think it's really a sign that it's kind of already not hit its max, like not install base, but like what's the saturation, and it's slowing down, or they just have that many more systems available? I'm kind of curious what you guys think.
I mean,
They haven't posted any system numbers in a while. I know PlayStation did, but I don't think Xbox.
Well, a lot of stuff has come out because of the ABK deal. A lot of their numbers and stuff. So I think they're at 20. If I'm not mistaken.
PlayStation was at like 25. So I was
Yes.
shocked to see that many systems
I think PlayStation's at 25.
right
and they're
after
at
Black
20.
Friday, like the weekend after. I would have thought everything would have been sold out. And then Walmart's had a Series X in
Doing
stock.
really well here, and they're doing the best I think they've ever done in Japan, which is not saying a whole lot.
No, it's still like they're doing like a couple thousand a week versus a few
which
hundred.
is, yeah.
even lower. Yeah.
Because I mean, literally, I mean, I've seen twice. I was in Walmart. The same one was sitting there both times. I was there in a couple weeks span, and now Best Buy is like, if you want a Series X and S, especially in my area, you just have to.
It's there.
You have to just go buy it. It's not about trying to find it, or that's just one store. So I'm just very curious to see.
Well, I'll say right now, it looks like I could buy a Series X online right now
Yeah.
on Walmart. You could just buy
They're
one.
more available.
You can
Well,
just buy
actually,
one right now.
I think that's where I got mine. I got mine from Walmart.
You can just buy it right now, this second. So they're obviously readily available now. We've hit that point for sure, 100%. It's been like that for I'd say
and
a
the
few
Series
months,
S
to be
is
honest.
literally $249.
And look, right now on Best Buy, you can also buy it right now.
It has to go through a reserve process for the Series X.
All right,
I mean, I was literally there 2 days ago. Unless
Oh,
they
yeah.
just put them there that morning, I'd be curious.
Oh, and yeah, for GameStop still has it. Yeah, marked at $249, the
So-
Series S.
So
That's surprising. I wonder
This
when they're gonna stop
$249?
that. Yeah.
I need to get one now then. 'cause
yeah,
want one
I
for
can
my
add it to cart on
theater
Best
room.
Buy, the Series X.
I mean, yeah, I was just saying. I
The
feel
Series, I
like,
think it's
feel
like
the Series
normal.
S is
And I
gonna
was
end
telling
up
you, the Series
being
S
even
is
cheaper
$250
pretty soon.
for the rest of the year. You said it was just Black Friday, but it's right now I can buy it $249.99.
Well, that other day, like literally the other day when I checked, it wasn't 240. So it's now again 240. So I
Yeah, I need to grab one.
don't even know.
It's a good
I
price.
heard that it's 200 through some Instagram store or something. Instagram's Microsoft store on Instagram.
I don't have an Instagram, so I don't give a shit.
Damn.
I mean, hey, you may
Instagram.
want to if you for an extra $50, less $50.
Instagram's cool. I mean, they're getting ads now though. They're doing suggested for people to follow and ads.
Well, I
It
think
kinda
all
really-
the I think all the advertisers are flooding from Twitter over to them. I think they get more advertisers because of that.
How about PS5? I don't think PS5 you can pick up, but let's see. PS5
Damn it! I don't have my phone.
shopping.
I was gonna sign
Let's
in.
see.
Okay, so I looked. Okay, so the Black Friday sales, it wasn't, I can't find the US numbers. I found the UK numbers. In the UK numbers, it was Nintendo and then it was Xbox right behind them. As
That's
far
just
as
the
sales.
UK. That's literally the
Okay.
United
Yeah, I
Kingdom.
know, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to find,
I'm pretty sure.
but I don't think they've
I'm
mentioned the
remember
US
the
number.
Xbot podcast I listened to.
Which one?
I guess I listened to
It's-
like two of them, 2 or 3.
It's only two.
It's because the work I do overnight is just like it's perfect podcast work. So that's why I'm so bored. I'll just play it in the back in my.
We do
my
it for the crumb
headphones.
side, man. We do it for the crumb side.
No, these are actually bigger podcasts. This is, I think Cole Eastwood's one of them.
Oh, really?
Forget the other one that I listened to. But yeah, and it's refreshing because they don't BS. They tell it like it is. They don't try to placate to
Oh,
fanboys.
it's not one of those like next gen podcasts.
No, it's not that. No, they're honest about the issues with the system, and I find that refreshing. But they do way too much Kuda cores, jiggly wiggly flop talk.
Oh
Like,
no!
That's. Can I say that the gamers today? I don't want to say gamers today,
Rack your
but
mind.
unfortunately, there is a section of gamers that get most of the attention, and it's all the cuticores and the jiggly wiggly flop dudes, and it's just the most boring thing. It's like, you guys, can you talk about games? What you like about games and gameplay, and stop talking about, oh man, is this game gonna have VSync and all? I'm just shut up. It's just so boring.
Who
Well,
you
one of
talking
them is one of the podcasts I'm talking about is Cole Eastwood's podcast. They spend time on that, but I think the other one does it way more. Cole Eastwood, he does talk more about video games and stuff. They complain a whole lot about Halo. It's hilarious. What's the other one? Oh man, I can't remember. It's like RBX or something. Dealer Gaming. It's Dealer Gaming. His podcast. I think it's like Real Deal Xbox podcast, is RBX or something. Those dudes. My God. I only listen out of I need something to listen to. But all they do is talk about tech. I understand there's no games on Xbox.
Yeah.
So you got to talk about something. But can you talk about games that you're excited for? Talk about previous games in the Xbox line that you
Yeah.
like. That's what we do. We talk about old systems of stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But all they want to talk about is just tech all the time. It's just like boring. If it's not tech, it's the ABK deal, and it's just like, that's why I just want the deal to be over with. So I don't want to hear about this shit anymore.
So I'm
Whatever happens,
I was just
go through or don't go through. I don't care.
just for shits and giggles. I tried to add a PS5 to my cart, and it just did. So
For
guess
what?
Best Buy.
Really?
A PS5?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find
How?
one.
Store
Yeah, fine.
pickup.
I know Sony's been
Hold
doing
us
those
for
little
10
things.
minutes.
Bundles, but they're available.
Pickup
Let's
on
go.
Friday, December 9th.
I'll go humor it.
In
Let's
my
go
store.
look.
Which one? The Ragnarok one?
Mm-hmm. Which is
Let's
actually
That would make sense anyway.
at least it's you save $10 if you're gonna buy Ragnarok anyway. I'd almost buy that. If it's a physical, I would take the game and sell the PS5 for
Yeah.
like
Let's
$5.50
see.
or something.
Yeah.
Or
Still have-
if it's one of the new
Are you
acquired
gonna
ones.
do it, Juice? Are you
Nah.
gonna do it? Make
Well,
a
didn't
deal,
y'all-
right?
Well, he already has a PS5.
Yeah,
right?
if
Yeah,
it was
but,
like
like,
really
to
significantly
make some profit on
quieter
it.
than mine, I mean, if I knew it was going to be, I'd consider it, and then I'd sell my used one for like I'll just say 500 even. Like, works
Mm.
fine, works great. I have no issues.
The rumor is the slim model's coming next year, so
But they've
That's part of the reason
already
why I'm not.
Probably
in a
true.
they've already they did what the Switch did. They already have a smaller nanometer chip. It's only like 15% more power efficient, but then that greatly reduced the heatsink size, which reduced the weight and the fan spinning.
well,
You know,
Sony makes like 12 different versions of the console.
yeah.
They do. That's
But
part of the
yeah,
reason why
I
I've
mean,
never.
literally,
I've never owned their first iterations.
I got 8 minutes, but I mean, I already have one. If I didn't, I'd be buying it right now. But yeah, so that's.
Oh yeah, I just realized
So
every.
that's definitely easier to get. Well,
every
yeah, 'cause it's
Sony-
the bundles, like
I
I
was gonna
said.
say every Sony console I own is a second variation. Like I own the PS2 Slim, the PS3 Slim, the PlayStation 4 Pro. I never owned the original version of any Sony
But
console.
you own that original
I have a couple.
Xbox day
I
one.
have the original PS3 day one. I have I won't say it's original. I'm sure it's probably a later variation when I have the original PS1. And also have the PS1.
Yeah.
That
That's.
wasn't
I mean, that's
confusing.
good for people that want to buy a system. You know, you don't. If you want one, you can get one. Like that's cool. That right after Black Friday, you can get a system.
Oh, they
Somebody's
saying
been
that the
waiting.
rumored PS5
It just-
Slim
man,
doesn't
I
have a disc
can't
drive.
stand-
Well, they already
bundles,
have
man.
it. It's called the
They already have
PS5
that,
digital. It's a,
But you can make that smaller even now. So
I seen I shared the video. I don't think anybody watched or clicked on it because no one said anything. The guy who does really great like DIY stuff, he's got like super high production value.
hold on, real quick. I just wanted to. 12 Feet Tall says Wii U was my last home gaming console I bought. The Nintendo Switch is not a console, in my opinion.
It's a
Jesus
handheld.
Christ.
It's a hand. But
Yeah,
Also, by the way, yeah, I could also get.
anyway, this
I-
dude made a PS5. He took the guts out of a PS5 and made it out of copper and like did some really.
I've seen that video. Yeah.
He messed something up though. He forgot to hook the cooling up
Uh-oh.
and he fried it, so he had to do another one. But it's a really slim, copper polished like PS5. It's tiny, and it works. But he did something, and
I'm
he-
sure it's expensive though. That's the problem.
Yeah, and you got to be really skilled to make what he made. But it just shows they can make it way smaller. It didn't have the
Well,
disc
yeah.
drive though either. It was just the digital. I mean, literally,
also,
the PS5 with the new heatsink and stuff could be closer to the Series S size with the digital one.
and I can also get a PS5 God of War bundle if I want to right
Yeah,
now.
see?
You should have done that.
What?
You said you should
What is
have.
it like?
You should have waited.
Is it 550?
I should have waited for what?
It's
Oh,
549 or 559.
560, is it?
560.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it-
560. So you
Yeah.
save $10.
You saved $10.
Save $10.
And you're
Woo-hoo.
gonna get quite a. If you're right rewards, well, you'll probably earn at least a $5 back.
You know what's
Well, that's
You know
why.
what? The reason I haven't gone crazy and tried to get me a PS5. There's one little reason. That bad boy right there is keeping me.
Well, you
from-
could have had a
even
PS5
working
instead
that
of 2
one.
Steam Decks. Come on.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Also,
saying.
I'll say he has
I
like
don't
it's
even
one little
care.
reason, and you own 2 Steam Decks, but it's only one.
You
reason.
can play
It's
Astro's
like 2
Playroom, bro.
reasons.
Astro's Playroom.
I just
See-
bought Kenna. Bridges. What is it called? Bridges
Kenna.
Bridge
Spirits.
Spirits.
Oh, Kena, yeah.
Kenna.
Quality.
You
On
know,
Steam?
Tomato. Yeah. It's
I-
half off, man. I had to jump on that. Love them Steam sales, bro.
yeah.
I'd be curious to see
was-
how the Steam Deck
Resident
runs
Steam
Bad.
that.
sales gonna be a
Steam sales.
problem, dog. I had to chill out. I couldn't look at the Steam sales.
It's nuts.
Oh, I went from fucking 55 games to like, what, 255? Like,
Good
in the
God,
last
sir.
few months, it's insane.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
my
I
god.
ain't got time to
man.
play games. I'm too busy buying games.
I'm
That's
playing
cheap.
them. I'm playing them on Steam though. Go look at my Steam.
Steam's gonna be his most played console next year.
It is. It's gonna be my most.
Speaking of, I added up my playtime on PS5 this year.
That's right. Yeah, we did.
It was like 420 hours in game, just in the game.
Yeah.
Well, in the games, I don't do anything else.
Were you? So I know I was gonna say, were you planning on buying God of War, Juice?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just gonna
Waiting
finish.
on.
I'm gonna finish a Plague Tale, which I've been pushing through. I gotta
Okay, I was just
say,
curious.
I don't know if the first game just hit me at the right time. I know I was talking about it last week. There is one chapter where you're on an island and you can actually kind of explore a little bit, but I would say last night I was playing for about an hour, and I feel like 45 minutes of that is just holding up on the left stick while the characters are talking.
Plague Tale is
Damn.
not about exploring, bro. Like
I know, but it's literally
don't
the
make complaints about the
Samus
game when you
the
know that
Samus
stuff was in the
talking
original.
in Metroid Other M, like for a huge chunk of the game. It might be 20, might only be 10-15%. It feels like 25%. Literally there's
When's the last
nothing.
time you played the first one?
I played it earlier or late last year. And you know,
it's pretty
that
fresh.
game total for me was like 9 hours. I'm like 11 hours in this, and I think it's 15 to 20 hour game, and I'm fine with like when you're navigating through the rats. I got to this section, and the rat count went from like I forget like 8,000 rats on screen to like 300,000 was something like that. This huge leap, and it was impressive as hell. And obviously you
Then
light
rats in the background with little blocks.
you light fires and then you find a way to get to that fire. You know, you do the similar things, but those areas are cool. But there's so much, they added so much to the game of just, it's not slow walking.
It's the reason why you're back to square one in this game with the rats.
The story and everything. I mean, everything's.
No, is there a story reason why? Because I don't want to spoil anything. I'm trying to be vague here. Is there a story reason why the rats are an issue with you and your brother?
Yeah, I don't remember
game.
how the first game ended, to be honest. Like
really?
From that part of it, I just
you were
know
the rat king at the end of that shit.
everything makes sense that's happened in the story. For me, in my opinion.
But it sounds like you're not like too crazy.
We'll talk about it afterward. I don't think you're.
I get what you're saying. You still at times control the rats. If that's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is there a story reason why you're only at times.
Well,
yeah, we'll talk about it later.
You're playing as Amicia the whole time, but you do have a mechanic where you can get Hugo's assistance with the rats. Okay. But the rats aren't in the game for about half the time. A lot of it's just human enemies and walking slowly and having to listen to story exposition.
Stealth kills
is a lot of in my opinion, is way too much of the gameplay is literally just holding up on the left stick while your characters talk. Like there's way too much of that. To me, technically, I get it. You're pressing a button and something's happening on screen, but that's the most basic of basic gameplay.
How is she supposed to get? What do you call it? Not dialogue. What do you call it? What's the term?
Exposition?
Exposition drop. How are you supposed to get your exposition drop, bro? I know.
Just have the characters say it while I'm playing the game, not while I'm forced to slow walk for long stretches. It's like, come on. Literally, I'm 5 straight minutes of just walking, following the character to get exposition. Just talk amongst yourselves while I'm doing the things in the game. Like, I don't need it forced. Like, and there's times where you can't jump off a ledge until they finish with their fucking exposition. Let me jump down and keep talking. Like, I gotta sit here while I get this yellow circle or red circle telling me I can't do what I need to do. As soon as I get done talking, there's even invisible walls while they're doing their exposition. I'm trying to walk up this path. Like, what the fuck? I can't. I'm stuck. They stop talking. All of a sudden, the path just lets me walk, and it's just like, I don't understand. This is the wrong direction. They should have took this more gameplay.
It's a very good opening to the game, I thought.
The very Requiem?
Strong. Yeah.
I was fine with the opening, but like 10 hours later, and I'm just like...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let me play the game, still. You know? Like, the story's good, but let me play the game. I want to play something. I don't want to... It's just like the God of War climbing. It's basically turn the camera, see an icon, press a button. And it's like... just...
excitement.
Plus, there's a lot of cutscenes. I don't know if you saw that Twitter post I made. There's a boat scene.
I saw part of it. I didn't finish. I think I was doing something at the time.
And it literally looks like bad green screen, MCU bad green screen shit. Like, it looks so She's rowing, and the oar's not doing anything to the water. The boat's not even moving, and it's just so bad.
$60 for this game.
Fucking $60 game, and people, oh, I get why it runs 30. Look how good it looks. Horizon destroys it, even in the performance 60 frames per second mode. It's not even close to me. The only thing that's impressive is the amount of rats. That part's really kind of a wow moment when the full breath of the rats was on screen. But other than that,
and then music comes,
and it has great music too. It's got great fucking music.
Sound design is great.
Good voice acting. I like.
It's not garbage. 12 feet. Stop. You're being a negative Nancy.
I just said good voice acting.
No,
yeah, but I'm trying to get through that. Oh, okay. It is. I mean, but the first game was kind of more condensed and was unique. I never did anything.
Streamlined.
It was fun getting through the rats and tents and all that. So I was hoping for.
Well, I will say that I won't have the issues that you have with the walking simulator because I like those kind of games. I'm an old school point and click adventure dude. So
I know, but we did multiple times have made fun of games for having the Batman slow talking to.
Yeah, those things are annoying.
Yeah, but those are like 5-minute sections of a game, and this is just like such a large part of it. It's like really, to me, it almost feels like more of the focus than the actual, getting through sections. And that, like, you can literally just run past all the guys, open the door, and bypass whole sections of stealth sections you're supposed to.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? Fuck, I keep dying. This is just stupid. This person's seen me. I'm just gonna run until I die. And I was like, oh, there's the door. Hit the door. I'm still getting all their little exclamation points, like they've seen me through the wall. Now I'm in the other door, and you lock it. You still see all their symbols, like, oh, they're still like looking for me.
Oh, and I'm like, and then they stop and they're like, I guess she's gone.
And then it's like, then it goes to the cutscene or whatever, and then it's gone, and then you just move on to the next area.
Or I guess it was nothing. What? Yeah. You saw me.
Literally saw me.
I guess it was nothing.
Hit him with a fucking rock or something.
I love that. I think that's just hilarious.
But anyway,
you literally saw me run and you were chasing me. I guess it was nothing.
It is funny.
That's funny video game shit to me. There's only so much they can program into the game. Yeah. There's limitations.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this scene. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. This next gen only, baby. This is next gen only. Boat's not even.
Oh my god!
Not even moving.
Is that mud or water? It looks like mud.
It's the moon. It's in the dark. But watch when they show.
It just looks bad.
That looks all right there because the boat's moving up and down. Look at this. Watch the oars.
Oh no! They did not see that.
It barely looks like it's even touch. It's not even touching the water. It doesn't even.
I think it is touching the water. To be honest with you,
I think we learned a valuable lesson by magical animation.
Yeah, I can't. It doesn't look like it touches the water.
It's not at all. Actually, there's no effect of the water getting touched by the oar.
It's like this movie that Red Letter Media guys are making fun of, and the guy's like, "I just want to relax, sip my wine," and he goes to sip the wine, and he doesn't pour it far enough. And he pulls it back. And it's like, you didn't drink it, bitch. I'm gonna sip my wine. No, you didn't.
In comparison,
that's bad movie stuff.
60 FPS. Oh, that looks a little jerky there, but it's probably just a Twitter video.
Well,
yeah, it's gotta be Twitter.
It's a completely different time of day. And,
look at this water. Look at how when the light shines through the wave, it's like aqua.
That is kind of jerky.
Uncharted 4. You get that kind of stuff.
It's jerky because it's probably a Twitter video that I made full screen, but because I played this and it looks fucking amazing.
That scene in Uncharted 4 when you're in the boat and shit, and you're like,
oh yeah, that clear water.
It's amazing.
But
that's PS4.
Yeah, so I'll be picking up God of War probably. I have 3 days off, starting Wednesday. All week.
I gotta play the first one. I gotta play the first new one
Yeah, have fun with it.
2018.
I want your opinions.
I will say I'm a
This is
little
just such a non-character to me. That's why it's
I'm
so
a
hard
little
to play.
concerned, Robert. I'm a little concerned about the padded length of God of War Ragnarok.
Really?
I guess like
What do you mean?
I guess the game's like up to 50 hours, not just
Huh?
100% either. Like just doing side quests.
I mean, okay, like yeah, if you're also dipping your toes in side quest stuff, I'll tell you right now. Let me tell you.
Don't add a bunch of like fetch questy stuff to God of War to try to get the length.
Well, no, okay. So to be fair though, I don't. Maybe again, you might be talking to someone that plays more like retro or something, because it says the main story is like 24 and a half hours, main plus extra. So if you're doing some other stuff, is like 36 and a half. And then
That's still pretty
completion
long.
is 50 and a half.
Okay,
Completion
so
is
something
like completely.
exactly, but still 25 hours is long for an action game like that.
How long was the 2018 one?
Says 20 and a half. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah, about 20 hours, 24.
So I mean, if you
Yeah,
add
that's
another
about-
4 hours, I mean,
Well, I
That's
did
not
all
bad.
the. I looked.
it might
was it?
drive. You know, to be fair, if you think it pads
Here's my
out
thing.
anymore.
I don't care how long a game is. If it feels long, is the problem. Like if I'm
Right.
playing the game and I'm like, oh fuck.
See,
this
I
is
unlocked
dragging.
both the optional realms on my first playthrough. I just didn't even know I was doing. I was just searching everything I could search, and I had all the things to unlock the two completely optional realms in the first God of War or 2018. And I feel like I have to look at my times. I feel like I had 28 or 30 hours in the game on one playthrough.
Well,
So
it says main plus extra 32 and a half. So,
I
you
guess
did
I
some extra
shouldn't
stuff,
have
you know what I
listened.
mean?
Somebody said it was like 40 to 50 hour game. I was like, dang, that's pretty long for that type of game.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what they're doing. If
In
they're
context of me thinking trying to get this done before we do the Game of the Year
the
podcast.
game of the year stuff. I mean, look, to be honest,
And when are we doing that? By
I
the
was
way,
gonna say,
I wanted to
mean,
try to
you
do
need
it
know when I can
sooner
finish my
than
games.
sooner into like not waiting till like February. Try to do it like a couple weeks into January.
okay.
Well, we
I
can't do it
think-
first week of January because I'm on vacation.
Terrell's got to start. He finally opened Frontiers. He finally opened the plastic.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. I finished Pokemon. So this week I'm
you finished
trying.
Pokemon.
Yeah, I finished Pokemon Saturday.
How long-
So
how many
my
hours?
goal is to
80.
35.
35. Damn.
Yeah, 35 to 40. It's around there for the main
That makes
story.
sense.
Anyway.
That sounds right. About right.
So this week I'm gonna try to get Bayonetta done. That's
You're
kinda
pretty
the goal.
close. You were farther than I thought you were. We're gonna
And then after that, Frontiers will get full attention. I think that's what I'm doing. I'm dual wielding games.
What about
until
Mario plus Rabbids?
That one I think I'm gonna do on the break because I get a break. I get like a week and a half break, so that one I can kind of kill during the break.
I'm about to start playing some shit on Yuzu so I can get my Switch games done.
be.
Wow.
What's the other? There's like a one that starts with the R that seems to run some games better. Rizik.
Fuck! I know what you're talking about.
Right? It has a
Now,
K in it too.
Rizuku. Oh, what is it? Ryukin or something?
Something like that. But
Switch?
It's
Switch
yeah. It's like
emulator,
it's emulator.
So yeah, I thought I was gonna play Pokemon. I thought I was gonna play Callisto Protocol. So I actually have more time than I thought.
You can wipe them off the
Maybe
list.
Kirby?
He don't want to play Kirby.
That ain't no
man.
$60
He-
game. Sorry, that ain't $60 game for me.
It's not.
What?
It's not.
Damn, man.
$40, I would have bought it.
It's like a 35 and a half.
Buy it used. I'm sure you can.
It's
find
like
it
a
that.
35 and a half.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I
I'm
played
also
just
bullshit.
playing through the
I'm
demo the
bullshitting,
second
Robert, don't
time. I
trust
was
me.
kind of like,
Don't trust me, Robert.
I can miss this.
That's a,
one.
Look at-
there's a
you know-
game that's overrated.
What, Kirby?
I like it. Yeah.
See, I called out in the group chat.
Oh
I
my
said,
God.
I didn't hear too much about Kirby from people I follow. And Clive, what are you talking about? I love the game. I was like, I don't remember hearing all this praise for the game. I'm sorry. Maybe you did, and I forgot. But
Damn.
all I heard, it seemed
I
like it
haven't
was
heard
a
much.
pretty good game. And that's where it kind of ends.
To be fair though,
It's-
if you, I'm sure if you just type in on Twitter Kirby and Forgotten Land, you're gonna see a lot of people like, oh my god.
Yeah, but no one
It's-
was.
It's the Wario World of the Switch.
Because if we're talking about like, you know,
Sir.
Metacritic wise stuff, like it should have been over.
It was higher than
It
most
should have
Kirby
been
games.
over
Would have
a
been that
Plague
high.
Tale and Stray.
It's not what I thought
It's
it would
at
be.
85. Damn.
Yeah,
It's got a pretty decent.
it's
I
up
feel
there,
like
man.
it's overrated. It's an
I'm not
80.
saying
I'll
nobody
give it an 80.
praised the game. I'm just there wasn't a lot of fanfare when
It's an 8.
about it.
I give it an 8.
Not a lot of tweets, screenshots. There was some in the beginning. There was, but it just seemed to kind of come and
But
go for me.
to be fair though, man, there's a lot of games that come out nowadays.
Yeah,
it's gonna be tough to, when you finish a
No, when Kirby
10-hour
came out, it was pretty
platformer.
quiet. It was pretty
Well,
quiet when
Elden
Kirby
Ring was
came
out at the time. That's probably why I didn't pay much attention to Kirby. I was playing Elden Ring.
Kirby was out already.
They
by
came
the
out
time
at the same
Elden Ring
time, like the same couple weeks, or they
It
were
was in
close
the
together.
same time frame. Yeah, it was in the same time frame.
Elden Ring was like end of March, middle of March.
But that was a game that legit, if you were paying attention to it, people still post about it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
I'm talking about Elden Ring.
Elden Ring, yeah, okay, not Kirby.
No, that's not Elden Ring.
So anyway, let's get out of here. Next week, I guess we'll talk about some bullshit happened at the Game Awards. I'm not. The only way I'd watch it is if we live streamed it and shit talked it the whole time. That's the only way.
You're not gonna watch it?
No, I didn't watch it last year.
Yeah,
What
he didn't
about-
watch it last year.
Honestly, I thought
I tuned in to
I thought you still
Girlfriend
did watch it.
Reviews, was live reacting to it and making fun of it, and it was kind of
I
entertaining.
streamed it.
I'm gonna watch it. Maybe I can get another Steam Deck. You're giving away Steam Decks.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
How about you're not gonna
Donnie
pick up
told me
Need for
about
Speed? Need for Speed juice?
They
Need for
just
Speed
they stealth
Unbound?
dropped a Need for Speed game. EA did.
Why?
It was a
Was it-
stealth drop.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, they kind of stuff dropped because they
I-
didn't do any kind of advertising with
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
they
they
were like,
literally did like
When did it
no
come
real
out?
advertising. There's no advertising on YouTube.
Last
on
Friday or something.
all of a
Did it?
sudden, it was just like Digital Foundry's like, oh well, I guess we got a Need
Well,
for Speed game to cover.
I got
Like,
no confidence in it at all.
But apparently it's pretty good.
That's what I heard, but
That makes me even more concerned. Why didn't you fucking promote it?
trying to save money, I
it's
guess.
EA. They save them. Yeah, they're trying to save some money.
But anyway, we'll get out of here, and we'll be back
Yeah,
next
they
week.
don't promote the good games that they got apparently.
Oh my
Thanks for
God.
tuning in.
Gang gang.
Remember, it's gonna count to 10.